Ladies and gentlemen, the WWF proudly presents to you the Royal Rumble 1996. It was good shit.
Oh, man. This is Chapel here on the Post to Post podcast yet again with my good friend, one half of the Brothers of Discussion, Will. What's going on, Will?
Not much, man. On vacation, so getting recordings done is mighty hard to do. So doing what we can, getting things happening, and finally getting this long requested watch-along done. And to the fellow that did request it through the Facebook page, apologies for it taking from November to now.
Right. Hopefully we can get this guy tagged in that, and he can have a good time listening to our banter. I think we'll have some pretty good banter during this.
I think it'll be good because, I mean, this is right there at the tail end of the new generation.
Yes.
Just before, the curtain call and the rise of the Monday Night Wars.
Oh, the internet. Just the internet in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, oh my God, she was during high school during this era. I thought she was the hottest thing on two legs. I'd never seen any, and she was the most downloaded woman on AOL. I think, right?
I believe you are
at
correct.
The time. I'm pretty sure she was, and it was like she was Miss Internet, and the internet was still very much in its infancy with how people used it and stuff. And
30, 40 minutes until something finally downloaded.
Oh, yes. Might have been very pixelated, too, but...
Possibly.
Oh, man. So, I know we're getting ready to get into the Royal Rumble 1996, but as the big Ric Flair fan of the show, I have to say they finally announced Ric Flair's last match.
I was really surprised at the format for the match.
Well, I heard Rick
I
heard Rick has an injury.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
And I think that's probably a big part. Well, I listened to the podcast, and a few weeks ago he kind of hinted at Jay Lethal because Jay had been helping him train, get ready, and so I thought. There for a while, I was like, well, hell, it's just going to be Jay Lethal. I mean, who else could help carry him better and knows him very well like Jay?
Yeah.
And so we saw the videos and whatnot. We heard it was supposed to be Ricky Steamboat. No Ricky Steamboat. Yeah. Then the big rumor came out it was supposed to be Hulk Hogan, and it wasn't Hulk Hogan.
There have been so many rumors.
So many rumors. And then when it finally come out and I seen the format, I was like, so it's Ric Flair with his son-in-law Andrade against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And I was like, okay, I always could have seen a one-on-one with Jeff Jarrett. You know what I mean?
It's the battle of the strut.
Yeah. And I mean, and there's the running joke on Jeff's podcast about how he's a true horseman and Conrad says he's not. And it's this big running joke. And, I can remember in high school people talking about Jeff Jarrett, coming in and it's like, he's the best new horseman. I'm like, he's not a horseman. He's not a horseman. But I love Jeff. I absolutely love Jeff. But I do get it because I remember that era where Rick was going through some equilibrium shit and he couldn't really perform well. That's why he was doing a lot of that, just coming out cutting promos and stuff.
Oh,
and then Jeff Jarrett was doing a lot of the in-ring work and stuff.
Yeah, if it lines up with the era of him coming out and basically talking to Mean Gene, the era where Bischoff told him to stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he got more and more ridiculous every time.
Every time. I used to love that he'd elbow drop his jacket. Or drop a knee on his jacket. I thought it was ridiculous and over the top for Rick, but it made Rick look like he's losing his mind.
Oh man, I know.
And when they made him when he had to do the fake heart attack in the ring during one, I legitimately was worried.
Yeah,
he had worked me. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, it's a work. Jesus Christ.
I'm so fucking red though.
Oh yeah, he did good. He is great. I mean, God, I love Rick. and I've met Rick, and he was awesome. I called my mother when I met him because my mother, I have an autograph that's signed twice by Rick. Once from the 1975, 76, somewhere around there. My mom had met him when she was young and got his autograph. And then when I met him, he's the only wrestler I have an autograph from because I just don't believe in asking for autographs. But Ric Flair was somebody who made me want to be a pro wrestler. So when I got his autograph, I showed him where he had signed. He asked me, he was like, "You want me to sign over the previous one or do you want a new one?" I said, "Give me a new one." So I have two different signatures. One just says Nature Boy. He had signed Nature Boy when he met my mom. But then in this one, he asked me my name. I told him my name, and he's the only person I've ever told my name to that spelled my name correctly. Because my name is C-O-R-Y. And so many people spell my name C-O-R-E-Y. It's insane. Rick asked me my name. I told him, and he spelled it C-O-R-Y. I never even told him. And
I feel the same way. Honestly, anyone that gets my last name correct, I automatically, you've become, you get a pass. If you get my real last name right, you spell it right, you pronounce it correctly, you are in the upper echelons of people that I know.
But back to Rick. That match is interesting to me. Like I said, I think the injury is probably a lot to do with it being a tag team match. And I part of me kind of doesn't like that, but I understand why they have to do it. So I'm not really mad at it, but I just, man, Rick's been putting in a lot of work, and he's been looking really good. And I started watching that 20-minute promo video, getting ready for it, and I only made it halfway through, and I was like, I'm trying not to cry. It means a lot to me, man. Rick, I almost bought tickets to go up there to see that. Like, I was very close to doing it. And part of me wishes I should have, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to watch it on pay-per-view.
Yeah, I myself am more on the lines of, as much as I'd like to see it, I've never seen him perform live. So
really?
I was like,
really? Okay.
I'll be okay if I miss this too.
Dude, my first and only time, as much as I love Rick, and my parents just didn't take me to shows. They weren't spending the money on going to wrestling.
I didn't go to any because I knew they'd be like, it's too expensive, we're not going. So I didn't see any.
No, I wasn't going to those shows. So I didn't go to anything till my first show live was that Fall Brawl. Is it 96, 97? The first NWO versus, it was with it was Ric Flair and Lex Luger and I think it was Arn. Was it Arn?
I think
they did the War Games, and they had Sting, and then it was the fake Sting and all that shit. I was there for that, and my dad said he would never ever take me to another one. After that, I went to a few on my own, but as a kid, I didn't get to see a lot of that. So that was the only time I saw Rick perform, and that was at Fall Brawl that year. 97, I want to think it was 97.
Probably. I know if that were the case, that would, 97, that would have been early high school for you since you're 2 years older than I am. Late middle school for me. It goes along with the whole 97 being crazy. And, here we are talking about 97 when we're actually going to be talking about 96 all evening.
But it's the cusp of what's about to happen. That's the greatest thing about this Rumble. When we get into it, you can tell where they're pushing the envelope just a little more and trying to get away, because WWF at the time was the worst for gimmicks. It was the most gimmicky shit in the 90s. Repo Man, fuck, Mantar, for
the Goon.
The Goon, and the Goon was a good wrestler.
I know.
I'm trying to think what his actual name was. So he was a really good worker, and then he got there and they made him the fucking Goon. And I was like, oh, well, they just ruined his career. They make you break you, man. They really can.
It was the curse that time. Everyone had to have a character, and the character had to be almost always had to be based on some real life occupation. Yeah.
I mean,
Booger.
Bastion Booger, who was Norman the Lunatic before that, in WCW, and he was quite over as Norman the Lunatic. And then gets there and they make him this disgusting Bastion Booger character. But at the same time, he's still one of the memorable ones, just because of that character was so outlandish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is also one of those times where WWF at the time was still doing some interpromotional stuff with other places. It was like the tail end of them doing anything with like New Japan, etc. So you had some of those people. I mean, during this era, I know Bull Nakano and a lot of the women wrestlers came over and did programs with WWF.
Well, Taka Michinoku and Dick Togo, or as I've heard him called lately, Dick to Go.
Dick to Go. Oh God, who did that?
It was Conrad Thompson makes that joke.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. That dude right there, most lucrative man in the wrestling podcasting business, right there. Jesus Christ. Nobody knows how to make money better than Conrad Thompson right now. That's a fact.
Undoubtedly.
Jesus Christ. But I love his podcast. Even the ones he's not a part of, that's just part of that whole family. I'm trying to get into some other, like Regal just started one, so I'm like really interested in that. But like listening to Regal talk in his normal voice is like listening to ASMR.
Oh, I know. It's lovely. He's just so relaxed.
I love to hear him talk, but at the same time, it just sort of lulls me. Even if he's talking about something interesting, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, I love your voice, but it's putting me to sleep.
You were born for NPR.
Yeah, exactly. Well, are we ready to get into this, or do we have anything else we really need to touch on, man?
I mean, the only thing I'll say is G1 started over the weekend. Anyone that has the... we all know about ridiculous apps and things that they put out. Well, New Japan has an app that's been out for a little while called NJPW Collection. It's basically a random, like, packs of cards, digital cards that you collect inside the app. It's like trading cards of the wrestlers and everything. And they have a prediction thing in it now where you can predict who's going to win what matches.
Okay, cool.
And all of their shows that are coming up. And I've managed to only miss 3 choices across the first 2 nights.
Wow.
And
good job, man. I used to do that shit with UFC on their website. I was like I'd log in on their website and I'd do the fucking, like I'd go through and go to each match on the card, even the undercard, and pick who wins, what round, and how.
Yep. And
I used to love doing that stuff, and so I can imagine that kind of in the New Japan sort of way, and and knowing sort of how wrestling's ebb and flow goes, especially on that side of it.
Yeah.
That must be fun as hell for you.
It's pretty neat, man. There hasn't been a whole lot going on. It's still early in G1, so honestly going over who's winning right now will pretty much tell you fuck all. But
right.
Yeah, the next match happens in like 20 or like 31 hours. But the first night, El Phantasmo won, Jeff Cobb won,
nice.
Will Ospreay won, Chase Owens got the win in his match, Goto, Tai Chi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Juice Robinson all got wins. That was the second night, actually. First night, Tom Lawler got a win, Jonah got a win, of course, Jay White got one, Kenta won, Ospreay won again, Goto won again, Okada won, and also Evil all got wins.
Oh, nice.
Their respective.
Evil's still hanging in there. Huh?
Oh yeah. But I mean, all things considered, it's pretty cool. Like, they've got a thing. It's like right now, over the course of the 2 nights, even only missing those 2, I'm still ranked like 2024 in the world.
Wow.
of
Hey,
people that have this app.
I don't know if I talked about this the last time I was on or not, but when Ospreay and some of the New Japan guys were on AEW, and they had the 6-man tag match or whatever with FTR and I can't remember who was with FTR. It's so long since I've seen it, but I remember FTR was part of it, and Ospreay. And what's Ospreay's group? What are they called?
Oh yeah, the United Empire.
The United Empire, yeah. So it was the United Empire versus FTR and somebody. I'm trying. Oh, I think it was Trent Beretta. I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Trent. And all I know is that Ospreay and his group, everything they did had a snap to it, and it was super quick.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and seeing them in New Japan, but seeing them on AEW television, something. If you make FTR look slow, and they're not
doing something.
They're not. I love FTR. FTR is probably my favorite current tag team right now. Like, I've been loving those guys for years, and singing their praises for years. But when I saw this match, I was like, Jesus Christ! And I'm not a big, being the type of worker that I was. I don't like I hate when somebody gets hit with a move, and then the guy goes to pick them up, and they get up too fast. And then go into the next move. To me, that's not working. To me, it looks like it looks choreographed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just hate it. I just don't like it. And some people don't care, but I do when I watch it. It's like, come on, you just got hit with this whatever move. You shouldn't be getting up like super fast because they're leading you into the next move. Take your time, sell what just happened to you.
Milk it.
But when I see like Ospreay and them, it's not just that. Everything had a snap to it, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, man! They're so Ospreay is the man. I'll always sing that dude's praises. He
is.
I like the way he sells. I like the way his moves look. I like he's just fluent, and for that style of pro wrestler. I'll go Will Ospreay all day, and I was very happy to see him on American television there for a while.
Undoubtedly, it was just there was something about that whole build up to Forbidden Door that just was so good.
I haven't told you either. I've been aggravating my wife some too because she's a big Hangman Page fan. When Jay White come on. I didn't call him Switchblade. I called him the Cowboy Killer.
He's a pack of Marlboro Reds, baby.
Love that guy. Love Jay White.
Oh,
I'm definitely digging what that guy puts out there. When I saw him on AEW too, I was like, he's perfect. Like he's the perfect heel right now in that position, and I love it. Just
him being the catalyst of pro wrestling. It's
the catalyst. Yeah, I was like, is he saying he's the beginning of pro wrestling? Like that?
No. He makes everything happen now.
Exactly. And when I first heard that was my reaction. I was like, wait a minute, is he saying now pro wrestling is just really beginning? He's the catalyst of it all. He's sending it into the future. And but like you said, that's perfect. That's the perfect, because Jay is, for a guy his size, you know what I mean? Like he carries around such a big.
He is bigger than he is physically. Like his persona and the way he carries it, the gravitas, if you will, is huge.
So good.
And he is like ripped as hell now.
Oh yeah, right?
And he worked, but he is not a big dude.
Not at all. He's like it's funny. It's like he's like Adam Cole size, but looks like a pro wrestler. And I love Adam Cole. There's been a lot of body shaming on Adam, but I love Adam. I'm an Adam Cole fan. I love his shit. But I do get when you see Jay White, you're just kind of like, holy shit, that dude looks like a wrestler.
Jay White looks like the ideal of the professional wrestler, while Adam Cole is the professional wrestler.
Right. I get
it's
that.
Just like he's in shape, but he's not a bodybuilder.
Right, exactly.
And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Oh,
But,
yeah. I'm Adam Cole, baby, all the way. I hope he's doing better from that concussion he got it from indoor, man. That was a damn shame. So, I know I don't think he's been on television since.
No, he hasn't. He has not.
Unless I missed it or something. But I know I haven't seen him since, and it sucks, man. But at least they're smart enough to let him take the time off for it now. Back then it wasn't like that. It was like, okay, all right, just gonna walk it off.
I could tell it was a weird moment when that happened. We talked about that a couple weeks ago in the last episode.
Oh, really?
But yeah, about the whole how the ending of that match was super rushed because Jay caught on to the concussion and hit Okada with the finisher, rolled him out of the ring, and then dove onto Cole for the win.
Yeah.
Jay was on point.
Oh yeah,
but
that's just smart, and that's you got to learn, how to think off the top of your head in these situations.
Oh,
yeah. It could happen anytime.
It's true.
It was nobody's fault. It just happened.
Yep, 100%. But on that note, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get the watch along started. We are using Peacock. So if you have Peacock, just know that's how it's going to be. It's Season 9, Episode 1. That's Royal Rumble 96 for anyone that needs to know, because we know both of us discovered at different times the giant headache of organization. Of how they do it. Instead of doing it by year, since there's one a year, no, they decided to do it by season to indicate that there's one a year.
That's Peacock just flexing.
Yeah, that's some nonsense. But anyway, Season 9, Episode 1, Royal Rumble 96. We have it queued up at all zeros, so that way, as soon as we hit play, everything will be good to go. But on that note, Chapel, you floating over the play button?
Yes, sir.
All right, and with that, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a
sultry guitar.
Ooh, God. Teenage Corey is going crazy right now. Now, 41-year-old Corey doesn't want nothing to do with her now.
Jerry Lawler was.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, during this time, I was a Diesel mark, man. I definitely love me some Kevin Nash's Diesel.
Oh, yeah, me too. Was that?
That was Hakushi, then.
Oh, Hakushi, that's it. I always forget his name.
There's Brett. I was a Brett mark, man. I had Brett glasses, man.
I love Brett to death. Oh.
That table spot right there, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And he's the one guy I mimicked my actual suplexes over. Not like a top rope suplex, but just how I did my normal suplex was marked after how Brett did them, for sure. Because I love his style of just the regular lateral suplex.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy.
There's Jeff Hardy when he's a fucking.
Oh yeah. Lil Jeff.
Oh man, Gold Dust. I remember my dad's reaction during that.
Oh, me too.
He was like, what the hell is going on with Dustin Rhodes? Because he knew it was Dustin.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're in a new era here. It's very interesting. It's so funny because, the whole point, I think, of Goldust was just to freak people out.
Mm-hmm.
And, Vince never said anything about homosexuality whatsoever. Yeah. It was just, he was androgynous.
Yeah, it's
androgynous.
Yeah, it's one of those things where that would go over like a lead balloon now.
Oh, man, Steve Austin. Sorry.
Sandy, Ringmaster Steve? Oh, man.
And Owen Hart, man, I love Owen so much. I love even like Taker when he's wearing like the Phantom of the Opera style mask. Undertaker was one of my all-time favorites. And I know people think it's cliche now, because he's, he's got to that super icon status. But for me, during this time period, I'm listening to bands like Typo Negative and Danzig. So when I see somebody like The Undertaker, that's right up my alley,
Fresno, California.
Fresno, California.
Listen to Vince blow those vocal cords out. Hey, gone too soon. R.I.P., baby.
I love me some Vince McMahon. And Vince, I love Vince in his position. Because, say anybody can say what they want. With the Kurt allegations and all this bullshit going on now, not just bullshit. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, to me, I'm just like, no one knew this. It was already happening. I just kind of figured it was already happening. I hate to feel it.
Look at that jacket thing, real quick. Look at that thing.
Oh my God. Love it. I love it. I've heard the story about the battery pack on it one time. I don't know if it's this show, but it was a certain show. The battery pack was burning into his skin.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And I mean, think about it. I mean, this shit begat like Chris Jericho's light up, jacket.
And this is the old days of those battery packs, so know it was big.
And it's like, dude, if someone
the unprotected chair shots.
Oh, but still, like, Jeff is a very safe worker. You know what I mean? Like, he has for Christ's sakes, Steve Austin during his, not this era, but the next part of Jeff's career in WWE, WWF at the time, he said, I can't feel him, and part of me gets that because that's how I kind of go off feel too. You kind of want to feel a little something. But Jeff's just one of those guys who's just really good at the craft, and he's really light. He's not in there to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And then here comes the stiffest giant. Oh man, Johnson.
Basically, just
at this time, I love seeing it because I always loved the big man style.
I loved Ahmed when I was a kid.
Athletic as fuck. He looked good, and it just like he was physically imposing. But I mean, look, he's only as good as the guy in there who's putting him over. I mean, look at that. He's too big to be jumping over the top rope like that.
Just wait. Like I said, I watched a little ahead earlier to test for things. Just wait till you see in a few minutes. But yeah, Ahmed, it's like growing up, I was like, I enjoyed Ahmed. I really did as a face. I enjoyed him a lot. But looking back on it now, I'm just like, man, he was really boring work-wise in the ring. It was pretty one note.
I mean, he had a lot of the good gifts. He had the charisma. He had the intensity. It was just everything else he didn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't understand psychology like some of the other guys did. Now, Jeff understands psychology. Like the way Jeff reacts to the shit he does. I mean, Jeff, for Christ's sakes, grew up in Memphis wrestling. So, oh, man, no, that was, we'll drop him on his hip like that, all man. Damn, come on, man. Please drop him on his ass a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff's punches look good.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting.
Ahmed did good there. Ahmed did really good right there.
That was padded right in the hook.
And him, like, over kind of sell it with the tongue sticking out and shit. Like, you got to think of the 90s, man. Michael Jordan, I think of shit like that when I see that this time period. I mean, God, this Ahmed should have been a superstar. You know what I mean?
He should have been.
He could have been, and I don't know. I've heard some different stories, but I have heard he's just hard to work with.
Yeah, that's the main thing that I heard, and that he didn't want to stay in shape either for a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, when he got to WCW, when he teamed with Stevie Ray, I was like, oh, there's Ahmed, and then I went, oh, there's Ahmed. Like, what happened? He was such a. I mean, not that he still wasn't physically imposing, but man, he had gained so much weight.
Looking spot right there.
That right there, with the hand tied in the ropes. Oh,
yeah. I mean, not even that part. I'm just talking about the lead up to it. Like, he seemed really stilted.
Yeah, and look, I mean,
I do miss a good rope tie up.
Right, and you don't you don't see it as much anymore. I mean, like,
The ropes are too
kudos to
tight for it
Ahmed
now.
for doing that, but like the only time you ever, I could honestly say the most memorable ones are always like Andre the Giant, because he loved that spot where he'd fall on the ropes. He was big enough that the ropes would tie around his arms.
Yep.
And
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. They was the only two that I know off the top of my head who have the best rope spots.
Yeah.
Like that, the tie-up rope spots. And Ahmed did a good one with his arm.
That was real good. It's just the lead up into it, the way the way he whipped Jericho, then not Jericho, but Jarrett paused for a second and then hit the ropes. It threw the momentum of the whole spot off.
Oh yeah, but you also got to think too, like Jeff's kind of working around Ahmed's, greenness, you might say.
Now, to use the show name, Jarrett's about to go post to post.
Yeah, he's about to go post to post. And look, Ahmed's doing the old Hulk. I'm hulking up, but he's trying to do it his way. He's like, I'm just going to run in place here.
It's doing nothing. I'm just getting
he's
hyped.
Literally going to every post.
I know.
And then, bear hug spot. Perfect for Memphis wrestlers.
Yeah.
Look at his face. I mean, I love Jeff, man.
Inverted atomic drop.
Him and his fucking, as Eric Bischoff calls his dick dancer outfit.
It is a weird outfit.
It was a weird choice, but it was the 90s too, so it almost works for the time period. But, he finally, like, even in WCW, not a bad spine buster.
No.
Forward spine buster, but
he didn't turn with it, so it made it look even worse, like even more, like, oomph. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, he
let. Here you go. Here, go watch.
Jeff sound good. He did, but that right there, oh my God!
See,
look,
came down on his shoulder.
He's almost blaming Jeff for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell he's almost blaming Jeff for that, and it's you, dude.
I know.
And I remember this too, and I don't know why it just flashed in my head all of a sudden, because the Ahmed's tights the one side would always like rise up into his ass crack.
Yeah, I know. Oh God.
Oh my God. Good sale though.
I know. I know.
He knows to sell the leg, but he's selling the wrong leg from the figure four. I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, man. As Rick said, everybody loves the figure four, but he's like, who did I beat with it?
Rick beat a lot of people with it.
Oh, man. Jeff, man, I mean, they're going into that spot a little fast. I think they should have worked that just a little longer. But, Jeff's near the ropes. He's like, Jeff's just probably like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here.
Now Jeff's working the proper knee.
Now he's working the right leg, That's the leg he should have been selling to start.
I don't know. When I saw him selling the leg, I was like,
I'm dying over here. I haven't watched this in so long, man. This is great. Jeff, I love Jeff's. Jeff just knows how to work, period. He is the quintessential worker. I saw a TNA house show. Me and my wife went to a TNA house show probably a little over 10 years ago.
Did you see the ref glance up just then?
Yes, I did. I did. Oh, my God. Look, he's like, you didn't see this? And then, boom. Disqualification. Ring the bell. Like, what? What? Are you kidding me?
That's the proper way to let Jeff keep his momentum. And then,
first of all, kudos to New Jack when he started doing the guitar gimmick and he would put the baby powder in there. Fuck, man. That put that over so much better. Like, I mean, what a way to go, because, hey, I think, look, oh, man, like, what? Come on, man. Sell it for a minute,
I know.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And that's his fault, because he thinks he's got to be Superman. He wasn't even supposed to chase him right there. He
should have been selling that for a long time.
And it was a good hit. good clean hit. And
Mhm.
it all been just he can't take it. He can't take to sell something. He has to look like he's fucking Superman and impervious to everything.
Yeah.
And it
Uh-oh.
kills. Oh, Big Daddy Cool, Diesel,
Oh, man. And and
Todd
fucking Todd
Pettengill, for
Pettengill, one of
Christ's
the
sakes.
greatest dudes ever.
What? I'm sorry. What was that?
I said Pettengill, one of the greatest dudes ever.
Yeah, what I was just saying. I was like, holy shit, Todd Pettengill. And he was a radio DJ,
Yeah,
right?
I actually read a whole thing about him recently that in the interview he did. He just now, like maybe last year, ended his radio talk show in
Really?
New York that
Oh
he'd
my
been going
God.
on ever since because the station got bought out.
I know he used to get a lot of jealousy from the boys because he'd pull up in this really expensive car all the time at the headquarters and shit.
Well, the thing was, he
But the
had to
thing was,
fly
yeah,
in
well, he
every
got it
day.
because he was a radio DJ, not because he worked for them.
No, the main thing, he had to be picked up at the airport all the time. They had to fly him in
Yeah,
constantly from New York to Stanford
how crazy, how
because
crazy.
he was working radio all the time and coming in and doing all his ring work with WWF during the week. Diesel time.
Kevin, I always thought Kevin, I loved Kevin to death. Like so many people have, and I've met people who like had worked for WCW.
Uh-oh. There's Sonny
Uh-oh.
with the body
Oh,
Donnas.
the Body Donnas with Sonny. Oh,
Oh, man.
man. Classic Sonny. In the
That
words
was the
of Jim,
perfect pairing for them.
oh, man. Well, Tom Pritchard, by the way, one of the best actual workers in the business,
Hmm.
period. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they used him to train how much of their talent
So
back in the
much.
day?
So much.
And, I mean, he never got anywhere on his pure talent besides in the territories,
Look,
like on the big stage. He never
she's
got
like
his.
what Julia
This is
Hart
this is
wishes her
as high
gimmick
as he ever
was.
got on the big stage. That's
Yep.
sad because he deserved so much more. But they made him. He was always like a long haired guy. He always had long hair, and they made him cut his hair and look just like Candido, skip and flip. Oh man, Sonny.
Like
Now
I said
Jim,
a second
uh,
ago, I don't know if you heard me, but this is what Julia Hart wishes her gimmick kind of went over with.
well, yeah, now I almost think she's better suited for what she's doing now.
Oh yeah,
I was like, I
100%.
seen where she came out with
Oh shit, the Smoking
with
Guns.
them the other night. What do they call what? It's the House of Black, but what's the
Yeah,
tag team? This him and Brody
Kings of the
King,
Black Throne.
Kings of the Black Throne, and she come out with them, and I was like, damn.
Now,
Now
let's pause for a
she's getting
second.
into this character. She's
Oh yeah,
having
no
to
doubt.
actually do something different. Like it wasn't
Look,
hard
it's
for her to
Billy.
go out there to look like a cheerleader.
Now pause for a second. Let's take a look at how small Billy Gunn was.
He's still a pretty big dude, man. He's
I
just
know,
not
but
jacked
comparatively,
compared to. I mean, he's a big guy.
yeah, he's
I mean, Bart Gunn is too, man. They're big
Bart
old guys,
Smile,
man.
man.
But yeah, he is nowhere near as jacked as he is now.
Hmm. I always liked the Smoking Guns for some reason. They were a good tag team.
Oh man, I liked it when they broke up finally.
Oh
I
yeah, me
remember
too.
when they had like the Kentucky waterfalls, mullets.
Hmm. They just rock paper scissors for first.
That's hilarious. Oh man. Ah, Sonny. Now I said this earlier. I keep trying to say Jim Cornette because Jim really helped Sonny
Hmm.
become what Sonny is. You know what I mean? Which he's like a manager.
Yeah.
He was like, when they asked him about Sonny, he goes, Sonny is a cunt. That's why she's the best heel manager.
Yeah.
And he loved her.
Hmm.
And she learned so much from him. And it shows she has the knowledge. But I hate for what she's where she's
Hmm.
at now, she's had so much shit going on and You always want somebody to do better, but you just don't fucking know about people. But I think Candido's death had a lot to do with where she is now. Like,
That
they were
was a
already
good
doing
backbody
alcohol
drop.
and drugs, but you go down a black hole like that changes things. And she ain't
No
never
doubt.
come out of it, man.
No doubt.
And a lot of us, we make fun of it. We have done jokes about it, but at the same time, it's sad, man. It's sad that somebody, like her, actually got to this point. And look
It's
at
true.
Billy coming in the hard way. Oh man, he got up pretty quick for that one too.
Uh-huh.
I was just bitching about that, and this is '96.
Mm-hmm.
What was that bullshit? Oh, there was a little timing issue there.
Yep.
It was not a bad spot, but just
No. That was decent.
It was textbook.
Yep.
That's for sure.
I like that it's the old way of the rope being loose enough where you can pull it down to make it look like
Pull it
a
down the rope
person
to
that
make room for you to.
shouldn't be diving over
Yeah.
the top.
Well, that's just psychology too,
Mm-hmm.
And Bart Gunn. Let's talk about what a legitimate, actual badass that dude was.
I mean, everyone's seen Dark Side of the Ring and Brawl for All.
And believe me, I remember my dad loving Brawl for All because my dad was not a pro
I didn't
wrestling
mind
fan.
Brawl for All either, but
I honestly did. I didn't at the time, but like now, I'm just like, oh man, it ruined so many people's careers
it really
over
did.
what? Just because Vince Russo didn't like JBL, and
Yeah.
JBL made it all the way to the end anyway. Even though he lost, he
Mm-hmm.
still made it all the way to the damn end. So it's like, what point was proven by ruining Dr. Death's career
And ruining Bart's career.
and ruining Bart's career? Bart won it, and then what did they do with him?
They
Oh,
brought in Butterbean and destroyed him.
Butterbean brutalized him on fucking television.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a little fanny action from Sonny.
Oh, they've already done a couple camera upshots on her. It's
Oh man,
90s stuff. I mean, this is one of those times where you're like, where's Jerry? This is just before the King came
Jerry
down.
Lawler puts this shit over so good.
I know.
Oh
If this
man,
had been Lawler era, Lawler and JR, it'd been God. The commentary alone would have been gold.
oh man, that was good. He just no selling it, no selling it, no selling it again.
Those are some good chops.
Yeah, man. Look, Pritchard, man, he's a good worker, man. He puts shit over so good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a nice
Oh man,
press.
the old
Put
press
down.
slam.
Whammo. But yeah. That was a sneaky
Something happened
blind tag.
to Candido's outfit there.
I
I
know.
always call him Candido, even though he's Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a guy who really got a raw deal in life, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the old heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they called it. I can't remember, but that's basically the heart attack. Oh man, to be a cameraman for them at that time.
There's Mr. Perfect. Did you hear him?
No, I've got the audio turned off.
Oh, I've got it turned down real low. He's like, there's a full moon out tonight.
Oh man, perfect. Oh yeah, here we go. I remember all this shit because this is what led to Billy's eventual heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
Once he cut the hair, that was the beginning of the heel turn. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because he had the handlebar mustache too.
Yep, I remember the handlebar stash.
Oh, there it is. Oh, the good heel set up there.
Mm-hmm. She scampered away.
Oh, and oh, there comes Bart. He's like, oh, fuck it. Oh, no. Barton's going to hit him anyway. It's like he kind of knows Bart hitting him. He's like, I'm still going to attack Billy. Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
That was actually really good.
That was good. Billy, that's Billy. Billy's job is basically just to catch him. Anyways.
Now, the other thing to look at, look how narrow the space between the ring and the rail is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I remember when it was really close. People used to just touch the wrestlers as they went down, and that was always creepy for me. It's not that I never touched hands or anything, but it's just like when they're right up on you, and you hear stories like, I heard Jimmy Valiant's story about being in working for the WWF back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming back to the ring from the ring, and it might have been in Madison Square Garden. I don't think it was, but I just know it was for them. And he talked about this woman punched him in the ribs. He didn't think anything about it until he got to the locker room. And when he got back there, he noticed something protruding from his skin. He was like, "What is that?" And he started pulling it. It come all the way out. It was a fucking nail file. The woman had stabbed him with a nail file.
Mm.
And just from being that close, where they could touch the wrestlers.
Yeah.
All back and forth from the ring. And I'm like, that's insane.
I know. I mean, the closest, it should ever be, honestly, was when they could hold their arms out to both sides and still get, high fives from both ends.
High fives and stuff, yeah. Like that time, I know you've seen it, the footage where Shawn Michaels is going through and the barricade gives and the people fall right in front of him.
Yeah.
You ever seen that footage?
Yes.
And, so I think that was kind of the hey, we kind of need to move this back a little wider.
Mm-hmm.
People were destroyed the barricade. The barricade can't hold everybody. And Michaels was hot during that time. That was 94.
Oh, God.
95, Shawn Michaels.
I'm just ready for
93 for all. I think it was 94, 95.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, anything after the barbershop spot, Michaels was on top of the world.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember that. And as a kid, because my brother and I were I had brown hair. My brother had blonde hair. So we were very much either the Rock and Roll Express or, the Rockers.
Mm-hmm.
So we loved that shit. And so when that happened, that was a big fucking deal, man.
No doubt.
And, that heel turn was the best thing Shawn could have ever done. And
it really was. Even though the Rockers were an amazing tag team.
He was just as talented, but Jannetty just couldn't control a lot of shit, man. He's one of the best. He's still one of the best workers. His WCW run is great too. I don't know if you've ever really remember his run in WCW, but Marty Jannetty, man, is one of the best fucking in-ring workers that there was. He just, demons hit the demons, as you hear them say.
Yep.
His demons was too much. Good spot, though. Oh, what? So Skip hits Flip and Flip hits Billy. What an old school spot that was.
I know. He did double step overs.
If I've ever seen it. Oh, man. Billy goes under the legs.
That was a decent hot
tag. Gets the hot tag. I love how both Skip and Flip just throw their arms in the air when Bart comes in oh, God.
Don't hurt me. I mean, look how small the body Donnas are compared to those two.
He's a big old boy now. And, I mean, talk about somebody just got a raw deal. Got a raw damn deal because of that bullshit. And I blame Vince Russo. I don't blame Bart. Bart was like, you want me to do this? Okay. He's one of the only guys who really semi-trained
Vince
for that.
Russo.
Do what now?
When in doubt, blame Vince Russo.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't blame Vince for everything, but that brawl for all was Vince's fault. Hands down. All because he didn't like one guy. Fuck that guy. Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
Whatever their version of, the Vegematic, but, what? Oh. That good thing about the Body Donna is that anybody could cover.
Mm-hmm.
And
they had that classic, we look the exact same, let's pull a Killer Bees angle.
Yeah, Killer. Good. Good
And
analogy.
they're kind of doing it with those two twin ladies in or AEW right now.
Oh yeah, I saw those girls the other night on Dark.
No, they were on Rampage.
And that was interesting. I was like, that they could really. Oh man, oh, I ain't gonna lie. Looked like Bart sandbagged just a little bit there, and probably because he knew it wasn't going over
Yeah.
all the way. But he looked like he sandbagged it, not on purpose. Probably just because he was like, hey, I know I'm not going over, so I'm not going to give them a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it made the move look awkward. You know, he could have gone up a little more. It just looked funny. My opinion. Sorry.
It did. It was real
I'm being
weird.
overcritical here. And these guys are professionals during this time period.
I know.
I never made it to the big show.
The big leagues, as
The
they
big
say.
leagues. I wrestled some of those guys, but never made it to the show.
Yep.
I'm sure I wrestled an AIWF show back in the day that was televised. They used to have some television. But hell,
Billionaire Ted.
oh my
God.
God, the Billionaire Ted sketches.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, I am going to have to turn my sound up for this shit. Oh my God.
Vince!
There's Vince Russo. The Hookster and the Nacho Man.
Mean Gene.
Oh my God. And they thought it was hilarious. They didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? You think Mean Gene give a shit? You think Hulk or Macho Man, they were getting paid. They didn't give a
Oh, yeah.
Ted Turner was paying them big money. I heard today on one of the old. I'm trying to catch up on the What Happened When podcast with Tony Schiavone, and they were talking. Conrad pulled up Hogan's contract from WCW in like '96,
Mm-hmm.
and because they were doing like '96 Slamboree or some shit like that before the NWO really got in there. And they were just talking about his contract, how much money he made. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's insane what he was getting paid.
Oh, there's the other dig.
The new
Oh,
generation.
God.
Well, we called you Boy Toy. Is that what he said?
Oh, man.
Oh, Gold Dust.
Here it comes.
I tell you what, dude, that shit was like,
It was over as hell.
like, like I've heard so many conflicted stories. They talked about like Razor didn't want to do it, but Razor tells a story about him telling Dustin to rub his chest and shit when he got like the body lock on him from behind.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I was giving him ideas. He goes, it didn't have nothing to do with Dustin. He was like, it's just weird. That could have been a big angle.
Oh, yeah.
It had some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really funny, when I see Perfect and Razor. I mean, both guys gone now. That's insane. But they were like tag team partners in AWA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Toss.
Gold Dust, like, it was just, it was the gimmick that got so much heat. So much. But it was so good. It's like, no matter how much I hated him back in the day, I still couldn't help but just enjoy watching Gold Dust wrestle.
Oh yeah. My dad got the biggest kick out of that WrestleMania where Goldust wrestled Roddy Piper in
Mm-hmm.
the Hollywood Backlot Brawl, and then
Yeah.
they used the actual footage from the O.J. Simpson chase.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? It was so funny. I'll never forget that. That I was like, I can't believe they did that shit.
The main problem with the Gold Dust singlet, like you see right here, the thing is, he definitely didn't wear a dancer's belt underneath.
No, not back then.
No. Should have.
But God Almighty, nobody. Nobody sells and works like this. I'm gonna tell you what. I remember this. Them fighting out in the snow. I was like, Jesus, this is crazy for the time. And Dustin, man, both guys right there. Both guys are some of the best workers they ever had.
Oh yeah.
Like Dustin just got it honest. Scott Hall knew this business better than most people, and he knew how and why to put people over. Another thing, like go back to that cliche thing I said about the demons. I mean, that's basically it. I heard I listened to Kevin's podcast, Kevin Nash's podcast. The first episode's about Scott Hall. He talked about how all that shit started, man. Said, pandemic, he's stuck at home. He was just ordering food, and he was like, he knew this one Chinese place that would bring him vodka.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Scott was trying to do good, and he did really good, but, they fall off the wagon. They just do. I mean, Scott killed a man, when he was a fucking bodyguard, or not a bodyguard, security at a strip club in Florida.
Uh-oh, Marlena.
Oh, man. That PTSD he got from that was legit, man,
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Caused him a lot of problems, but one of the most brilliant people in wrestling. Marlena is motherfucking smoking, by the way. And I don't mean because of the cigar. I mean, she is smoking. That I remember her as Alexandra York in WCW and thinking, like, I was like, God, she is so annoying. And they did this spot, and I wish I could remember the exact thing. But it was a promo, and she took her hair down and took her glasses off. And I just remember going, oh, my God, she's hot. Like, as a kid in the early 90s, it never dawned on me that she was hot, because of the character, and then when she took her hair down, took her glasses off, and sort of said something a certain way, I can't remember the promo, and I was like, oh my God, she is smoking hot. No wonder, But then when she got here, I knew who she was, and I knew she was Dustin's real life wife at the time. But, Vince McMahon didn't want her to smoke a cigar. He thought it was very unladylike to smoke a cigar. But it took him forever to kind of convince him it was good for the character.
It is. I mean, part of it also goes with the whole. It works with the androgynous thing, the phallic nature of it all.
Oh, of course. But she's also like the director. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of, I mean, like the character, especially the early character, and the tie-in with like movies.
Yeah.
Is a big fucking deal, and they sort of lose that later on. But the early one is very much about, because he used to quote a lot of old movies and stuff.
Yep.
But Dustin, man, holy God, he is so good. That way he it was Christmas Bash, when he worked Sammy Guevara for the AEW.
Oh yeah, the Holiday Bash.
Holiday Bash.
We were there.
Yeah. My God, what a match! For anybody who's ever aged backwards, besides Benjamin Button, it is Dustin Rhodes. My God,
he can.
I remember
still
him
go.
being like the rookie. You know what I mean? I remember him. First time I ever saw him was on WWF television when Dusty was on WWF at the time, and they were doing a whole thing with the $1 Million Man and Virgil, and they had the tag team match, and I think Virgil turned on $1 Million Man and all that stuff. But like, that was the only time you saw Dustin on television, and the next time I saw him, he's on WCW television.
Yeah,
and he's like, I mean, they call him the Natural because honestly, that was a great name because he was a natural. Everything came easy to him. It looked like.
Yep.
And if you look at him then, and even how good he was then, and then like look at him at this time period where he's Goldust, and then look at him where he is now, it's insane how much better he is at that age. Like, he should be slowing down. And him and Sammy Guevara had one of the better matches I've seen in AEW. At least top 5. I mean, and he stepped in for Cody.
Yep.
and fucking stole the damn show. That was the best match on the whole fucking card.
Uh,
And Razor, man, I always loved that entrance.
mm-hmm.
Always loved it. I'll never forget the time Sid jumped him from behind, jumping through the sparks. I was like, oh no. Because I kind of wanted to see Sid versus Razor, and it just sort of was, that's all it was him just jumping him at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck, we never got to see Sid versus Razor.
I know, man.
It was all like the shit for Shawn Michaels. Like, I think Shawn run out or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll never forget that. I was like, fuck, man. Sid versus Razor? That's some badass shit. Nope. We're not even going to really have a match.
One thing I'll tell you now, look at old Dustin back then. Damn it, that widow's peak he used to have.
Right?
Good God.
Holy
Talk about the
shit.
one person a receding hairline worked out for.
Yeah, it definitely looks better now. For sure.
Good God, look at that thing. It's all
Look at the fucking, like, they got like
the bellhop.
The bellhop. I forgot about that till just now. Like, it's been so long, I literally forgot about the bellhop. Even Razor's like, what the fuck is this? Who's this guy? What the hell's going on here?
Usher, that's it.
I
His hair
think it's
is
one of
damn
those
near to
cut
his makeup.
situations. What the fuck is going on? For this time period, people couldn't fathom some of this shit. That's why it was so over the top crazy, and it worked because it worked people so hard, man.
With this right here, this happening, I think January of that year, or maybe early February. We're only maybe 4 months out from the infamous Bash at the Beach, aren't we?
Yeah, you're true. You're right there. Yes. Holy shit. Oh, there's the old toothpick spot.
There's some ring psychology for you.
For sure. Dustin's got it, man. But you know what? Like, it's like that character wouldn't be over now unless the person really was, like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Honestly, they just have to be super comfortable in their own skin.
It got to be. It's the only way it would work now. It's like, you even think like Nyla Rose is a trans. Like, half the time I don't even care or think about that.
No, I never do. I mean, same way with Sunny Kiss. I mean, there's just
Sunny Kiss is what Sunny Kiss is.
Yeah, they're just them.
And it works for what it works for. But but something like Goldust in this time period, nobody went to this extreme.
No,
like every era has something like that, like the original Gorgeous George or
fucking Adrian Adonis.
Oh God, Adrian Adonis was like, yeah,
that's a proto Goldust if there is anything.
Oh, for sure, that's the prototype right there. But Adrian the problem was even Roddy said, like, Adrian looked horrible in drag.
Yeah.
and so it was almost like a joke in a sense. But like the Goldust character, like Dustin, I don't know, everything he's doing from his hand motions on the rope to everything is a work. Like when I trained guys back in the day, I would always tell them, I'm like, you're always working from your hair to your toes. Everything is part of the work.
The rub down.
That was the rub down I was talking about earlier. That Razor told him to do is,
Cagey.
Dustin, man, pro, fucking pro. So is Scott. I mean, this is a great match.
Oh, they are playing off each other really well.
Psychology-wise, both of these guys know what to do without talking to each other. That's what else is great about this. Because that's not a thing that's done now.
You see very little ring psychology anymore. It's get a lot of it's just get your spots in.
Oh yeah, get your spot in, and I just see where Kevin Nash is under fire for talking about how the guys now look like they don't really know how to throw a punch. And he's right.
A lot of them do not, no.
They do not look like they know how to throw a punch. And so he's not wrong. But, it's just different time. I understand it's just different. And a lot of shit gets on my nerves. I hate underselling shit. And I think they undersell too much. Nowadays, it's like, if you got all these high spots, if you're going to hit a high spot, sell the high spot.
Yeah.
Don't go right into the next move like it's nothing. Get that move over. You got to make it be worth something. Oh man, the old slap in the back of the head spot, smack in the face, smack on the ass. Look at
He likes
it. Oh, but
bizarre.
I might be a second behind you. I'm just lagged just a bit, but
it's okay.
We'll be fine. Okay, he's standing behind Marlena. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we'll have too much issue if we're off by a little bit.
All right. Good old school spot though.
Oh yeah, it's always great when they hide behind the manager, the cowardly air quotes heel, because I think Goldust is working kind of the heel angle, but it's hard to tell.
Oh, he's definitely the heel in this scenario. He's playing all the mind games with Razor.
Yep.
Old Timothy White there just passed away. The referee.
Yep.
What a good ref.
Oh.
It's
hard to get that head
all the way
scissors
down for that fucking head scissors. Oh, popped out of that one. Good old school headlock takedown. Back to the head scissors. Up. Punch.
You are a couple seconds
fucking
behind
Razor
me.
has that caveman look. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, he just looks like a fucking caveman when he does shit like that.
Indeed.
Yep. Back to hiding behind Marlena. Oh, what? You can't do nothing.
He can't send her anywhere if she doesn't do anything to interact. I always liked the director's chair, though.
Oh, yeah.
It worked real well for a manager.
Oh, yeah. She was a makeup girl for, like, CNN. And think about where her career took her after that.
Yeah.
And you got to think, Dustin pretty much wrestled in bodysuits after this.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for him to divorce from the bodysuit.
Like, he had a thing for the bodysuit, which is kind of odd.
He's one of the few people that wrestle in a bodysuit.
Yeah. Good.
That was a mighty fine
tall enough to really pull that spot over, too. Like, you really have to be tall enough to do that.
Oh, yeah. It goes back to talking about, like, we're working in tall when Ahmed jumped over the top rope in that first match. Just a perfect, like, I can't believe he went over the top rope. That's 15 feet down. I was like, you don't know math.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, good spot. Great spot. Oh, that was such a good spot.
Scooped her up, moved her out of the way.
Scooped her up. I mean, she's so tiny that it's like when Chyna made her debut, and her debut was to attack Marlena, and she, like, ragdolled her with a bear hug, and Marlena sold it so well. She was so tiny, she just moved so easy. And Chyna made it look like she was just killing her, and she wasn't. I mean, you know what I mean? It was great. Such a great spot. And such a memorable spot. Broke the count there. Then, why he broke the count, and then, I don't know what the count was, but he broke the count and then throwed Razor in.
Yep.
Ooh, I like. Scott is a great seller.
Yeah.
There's only been a few wrestlers who passed who actually made me cry. Eddie Guerrero was one for sure because I loved Eddie. I was such a fan of all his shit from ECW to WCW to WWE. The old school Dustin Rhodes Bulldog right there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I mean, he's the king of the bulldog.
he's got it. That was his move for so long, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, that broke my concentration when I saw that. It took me back to being a kid, seeing the natural Dustin Rhodes with the Bulldog.
Yeah.
Oh, slingshot into the back suplex
Mm-hmm.
cover.
You don't see too many of the classic back suplex like that anymore. It's always just
I know,
the
right? Well, if they do kind of like a snap one, or
It's more of a side suplex half the time.
yeah,
It's not
anymore,
that
yeah.
clean back
They
suplex.
they
Where
do that more, that bump where they roll across their shoulders instead of laying a flat back bump.
oh god, she blew
I see
glitter in
that
his
shit a
face.
lot, but oh man. I know. I kind of want to know who the bellhop is. Like, who is that
Mm-hmm.
guy? Did he ever do anything else? I don't
I don't
recognize.
know. We'll have to. That'll be something to
Oh,
explore.
I have to explore that. Yeah.
Swinging neck breaker.
Oh, swinging neck breaker. Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a minute to sell it. Taking a minute to sell it, then covering it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's working. It
Yeah.
feels real. I hate the overly fast paced shit they do now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, it just feels too okay. Point A, point B, point A, point B. You know. Oh,
Exactly.
old school sleeper hold. You don't ever see that anymore.
No, you
Not the
don't.
not the original.
Now I will tell you one thing. It's like people will be like, "There's no way they could go to sleep that fast with a sleeper." You don't know how fast one of those will put someone under unless you've been
Actually,
put
you've
in one.
never had your carotid artery fucking.
I've been put in one for real, and you
Yeah,
drop fast.
you drop fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, I've had some moves put on me by guys who did MMA, who also did pro wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd be fucking around and shit. And I remember like working with this guy and selling the he had me in the arm bar and I'm trying to stand up. He literally just popped his hips and straightened his legs, and I went flat to the fucking ground. And he laughed so fucking hard when he did that. And he was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." saw my life flash before my eyes, but I'm good.
Yeah, it's funny how much leverage you've got with the legs
Oh yeah,
when
oh yeah.
they're doing an arm bar. It's just like if they wanted to lock it in, they'd lock it in.
This spot here you would not see anymore. It's just the old school sleep. Oh wait. They're working a referee spot. Oh, why did Razor do a heel move there?
Because technically during this time, I think Razor's still a heel.
Is he?
I believe so.
I didn't think Razor was a heel here at all. Like,
That's why I'm saying. That's why I said earlier. This match is a strange one because Goldust is working the heel angle, but Razor is still technically one himself.
I always thought Razor was a babyface during this time period right here. He was a heel a little earlier with the whole like 1-2-3 Kid era.
Yeah, I still think he was heel during this time.
Uh, I think this is one of these times where we should like make a little bet here, see if you know what I mean, like see who's right. I say he
Yeah.
was a babyface. You say he was a heel. What are the stakes, brother?
What are the stakes? I guess I'll have to buy you a beer next time I see you.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Not
Now the
at
question is.
Oh, Scott had a killer choke slam, man. I
Oh
always
yeah,
liked
that
it
was good.
because it
I
wasn't
also.
like the normal choke slam. Just the way he comes down with it to one knee always looked cool as shit. The
Yeah.
fall away slam, no one made it look cooler.
God, I swear I thought he hit the mat like 500 times just then.
Right. Thumb to the eye. Dustin on the top rope, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
His big ass up there. Look at that pole. That pole is not even painted. Would that even be on television now? That's on pay-per-view. Imagine, think
Not
about that.
padded.
Everything's so perfect looking now. Like, there was a close-up right there. There was the pole scratched up all the fuck.
Yeah.
Good spot here. Good spot here. You know, she's got the distraction. He's like,
1, 2, 3, kid.
oh, there he is. What's going on? What? Not him. Whoa! Spinning heel kick to the top of the head. What? Timmy's like, what? Oh, wait, something's going on here.
Ho, ho, ho.
What? How old school is that finish?
That was very.
Super old school. Yeah, the 1-2-3 Kid heel shit was, as the 1-2-3 Kid, it just never made sense to me. But like once he was 6, totally perfect.
Yeah.
And then back as X-Pac, totally perfect. It worked. But the 1-2-3 Kid, it just like the 1-2-3 Kid heel persona just sucked to me.
It was kind of.
He didn't suck. You know what I mean? It's like I appreciated the work. The character sucked. You know, it just they should have changed the name. You know, he should have been something else.
He was like he stayed the 1-2-3 Kid just because he rolled
Because
up
he beat
Razor in
I
that
mean,
one match.
but think from this point, that's been like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still the 1-2-3 Kid because he beat Razor and he was a jobber. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
He was the Lightning Kid. I remember him as the Lightning Kid. If you even watch that match, his tights say L Kid. And I think they just called him the Kid, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they just called him the Kid, yeah.
And I remember that shit. And I'm thinking this whole time Razor's just crushing this dude. And then out of nowhere, he hits that fucking sideways moonsault and pins Razor on television. And I mean, Scott was the perfect person for that, to do that. And then afterwards, he just crushed him.
Yeah. He put him over like crazy.
Put him over like crazy, though. He did that to Jericho on Nitro one time. They wanted him to squash Jericho, and Jericho was on the up and up and doing pretty good. And he was like, he called an audible, went out there and said, hey, I'm going to pick you up. You know, basically told him he's going to pick him up for the outsider's edge, and he wanted him to reverse it and pin him. And he did. He let him do it on live TV. And the crowd popped real good for it. And he got back to the back, and Bischoff was bitching at him, and he said, hey, did you hear the crowd? Like, he just knew not to squash certain guys. Jake. I met Jake, and it was good. I had a good experience and a crazy experience all at the same time.
I know, you told me about that. Oh, Jerry was still wrestling.
Jerry,
that's why
I love me some Jerry Lawler, man. And WWF Jerry, WWE Jerry is so over the top compared to every other Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
But I love it, you know. There's Barry Horowitz.
I know.
Is that not Barry Horowitz? Why is Barry Horowitz here?
Because it's the 90s. That's why anything can happen.
Jobbers. Yep, patting himself on the back. Oh, Vader and Cornette. I love this shit. Southern wrestling at its best. Vader was, man, Jesus Christ. What a fucking piece.
God, I fucking love Vader.
But Shawn Michaels with all his mirrors on everything. Now, talk about someone who had the Dick Dancer outfit. He was straight up. That's what his gimmick really was.
It's true.
You know, they never really said it, but that's basically what it was. But, you know, Eric Bischoff wants to say Jeff Jarrett did that, but he obviously never saw this side of Shawn Michaels. Mr. Perfect and Vince McMahon together doing commentary is what a treat. And it's not even like, I mean, granted, they're not the best, but they're pretty damn entertaining.
I mean, McMahon did a great straight man for commentary, and him and Jesse the Body are still one of my favorite.
Dude, Jesse the Body and Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, that was peak.
Would you stop? You say Jesse all the time. Jesse always has something to fucking say. I'll never forget that Super Brawl 2 when Jesse joined WCW and he came out there riding on a Harley Davidson. And everybody popped for Jesse. And look at young Triple H.
After he left WCW, when he was Paul Levesque, and then came back.
There's Duke the Dumpster. We were just talking about that shit earlier, me and you. I don't know if it was recorded, but we were talking about the gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Duke the Dumpster getting knocked the fuck out. Old school Memphis finish. I keep talking it. I see it all in this shit. I mean, that the whole foreign object, then hiding it back in your tights and then getting the pin. It's old school Southern wrestling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you what.
One of the Godwins.
I met Mr. Henry O. Godwin there.
Hog.
He came here to Elkin, wrestled an EWA show with us.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big, big dude.
He looks it.
That is a big, big guy. And I had my match, and then his match was after my match. And as I've already got dressed and shit, he got back from the back. And I'll never forget, he asked me, he goes, "Hey, man." He says, "Let me have some of that stuff." And I was like, What are you talking about? He was like, "That Axe body spray." Because Axe body spray was like big back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Dude, I don't wear Axe body spray." He thought, because he just got out of the ring, he was sweaty as shit. He wanted some Axe body spray. And I don't know why he thought I had it, but I did not.
Yeah.
So every time I see old Henry, but he was cool. He was super cool, dude. Like, but I just remember I was like, holy shit, he's a hell of a lot bigger than I thought he was. He is a massive dude. And him and Triple H had a lot of matches back then at this time.
Oh, no doubt.
And they did really good together. It just sucked that he was stuck with a shitty gimmick.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because he was a good worker, and he was such an imposing figure.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and him and Triple H had really good chemistry work-wise.
Oh, yeah. Actually, hear those fist shots hit the face.
Rabbit punches right there.
Mm-hmm. You can still hear him hit the meat of the face, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what are we doing here?
He's trying to scoop him. We're in the Rumble, man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. Elbow. Here's the thing. This is what's the great thing about the Royal Rumble. What people don't understand the difference between this and, like, you know,
a battle
royal. Wrestling on the indies, there's battle royals, and they just kind of want them to fill in time or something.
Bob Backlund.
Oh, Bob, let me tell you. Did you like that video I sent you today, Bob?
Yeah, I did. God, he was tough as shit. Oh, man.
My God. Yeah, he was. That match was. That was some, and that was with one of them.
That's straight up shoot fighting. That was legit.
They do the mixed shoot fighting. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like what you would imagine MMA would have been if it took a more professional wrestling slant.
Yeah, and Bob, that shows you how tough Bob is.
I know.
They said Bob, like, even during the TNA days, he was still doing, like, high steps and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Bob Backlund. Back in the day, I was never sold on him, but now, just like the more I watch him, just like.
Well, when I was a kid, I just kind of looked at him like an old timer, but
yeah.
I became privy to the business. I was like, man, Bob is a shooter. Like, Bob's not the guy to fuck with.
No. He's like a Haku.
Bob can fuck you up real quick if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he looks like Howdy Doody don't mean he is. You know?
He does look like Howdy Doody. Oh, man.
But I mean,
how many times did Bob Backlund hold the WWF title?
Of a man, like even in he's a Ric Flair type. You know, when I'm, like Rick, like I said, Rick's 73, and Rick can still work out like a motherfucker, and that's the same with him. You know. Oh, and talk about a guy who was an old WWF champion. You know, Bob, and Bob's always been legit.
Yeah.
You know, he comes from that time period where guys had to be shooters because you never knew when a guy just wanted to take the belt from you.
Yep.
Legitimately. So those guys were real shooters. Oh, where's Jerry? God, how I love me some Jerry Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the old Harley Race high knee that Triple H marked from Harley. He didn't mark. He didn't mark it, but it's not.
See that Vince for president?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Vince McMahon for president, my ass, Jesus Christ.
I mean, with all the sexual allegations, he fits.
Singlet, man, that is crazy. Look at the scroll work on the
I know.
That is some crazy shit.
Hear him chanting Burger King?
Yeah, that was such a big thing. Look, he's got the slot bucket. Jerry's mullet is even pretty pristine. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, kicks Jerry. God almighty. Look, oh, shit. They didn't go over the top, so.
Yep.
It's all legal.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, man, what an imposing dude, man. Oh, he still hit Jerry.
And he got some of the front of the crowd. It's like going to a Guar show.
Oh.
That was a high kick. The Gallagher concert.
Oh, Jerry was going to come off top rope. Then he was like, he walked out too far. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, it's a doink.
Nobody has a better punch than Jerry Lawler.
No.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
No,
Spark plug.
Spark plug Holly. Is he Spark plug or is he Sparky plug?
It was Sparky plug.
Was he Sparky plug?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can't remember when he switched back, or when he went to being Bob Holly. It might have been around this time.
He was Sparky plug first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him the Bob Spark plug Holly after that, which was just kind of odd. They never really explained it. They just kind of did it, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a stupid fucking name. Let's put it that way.
Becoming Hardcore Holly was the best thing that ever happened to him, though.
I know.
Oh, look at... Oh!
Those some good forehead punches.
Yeah. See, here's the thing about Battle Royals, which they have a big ring right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the... that
was good.
In smaller rings in these independent shows. And they start out Battle Royals with everybody in the ring at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't do anything. All you can do is punch, kick, scratch, and fight, and, try to get people out. But until there's only so many people in the ring, you can't do anything. So it sucks. So the Royal Rumble is like the better concept because you start off with two people and then it builds and it builds and it builds.
Its only fallback is at times it turns into like individual one-on-one matches for everyone to get their big spot.
Right.
And then that's the only fault. I'm amazed we haven't seen an elimination yet. It's been so long since I watched it. It's like watching it for the first time again.
Right.
Now, one thing I'll tell you, I like King Mabel.
Oh my God. Talk about a guy who, I mean, went through so many changes.
Men on a
Mabel,
Mission, King
Mabel,
Gable, Viscera.
then he was Viscera, then Big Daddy V.
Uh-huh.
That Big Daddy V character was intimidating. I liked it because it really showed him. Like, he had all those tattoos and shit.
Yep.
And, no one knew he had them because he's another guy who wore bodysuits.
Mm-hmm. I think it was one of those things that Vince always wanted to keep a lot of the people that were heavily tattooed covered up.
Yeah.
But what was I
What
gonna say?
a
Oh yeah.
big motherfucker.
Now I will say the only other version of like Royal Rumble Offshoot that I kind of like is the New Japan Rambo, which is just the New Japan Rumble, but they say it in like phonetic Japanese, so it's the Rumbo.
Right, you're right.
But in theirs, it's entrance just like this. First two guys, one every minute or two after that. But on top of eliminations over the top, you can pin and submit.
Oh, nice.
So there's no safety at all. And sometimes you'll see like 5 people dogpile one person who's a favorite to get them counted out
Oh,
with the pin.
man.
Get him, Backlund. Get him, Bobby.
That makes it easier for eliminations, for sure. Oh, oh,
Oh, boy.
oh, we got Jake, and this is Born Again Christian Jake.
Is it that time?
Yep, it's that
Okay.
time. He's another one because Jake never wore a shirt, and in this era, that's what I remember. Born Again Christian Jake wore a whole body outfit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought it was more along the
I'm a
lines
Jake
of...
Roberts mark, so I know me some Jake. And like I said, oh man, look at that. People legitimately scared the fuck of snakes, man.
I know.
It's crazy. Look at Jerry Lawler. I remember this. This is the same time period where he poured an actual bottle of liquor down Jake's throat. It wasn't even fake.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't tea or something. Look at that. That
The
snake
snake handler.
right in that bag. Like it wasn't shit. Oh my God. How crazy.
I know. That's crazy how that snake's like, I'm done.
I've heard so many horror stories with Jake and the snakes, man.
Yeah.
Look, you
Then,
could actually see someone with fucking cotton candy selling cotton candy in there. I don't know the last time I've seen that on television.
oh, yeah, I know, right? Uh-oh. There's a good on
Oh, look,
twist.
Mabel did the old Andre the Giant spot.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mo trying to get him
Yep.
out.
Mo and Mabel, men on a mission.
Being on a mission.
Mom.
Well, when they were baby faces, they had Oscar. He was the O.
Yep.
Being on a mission. Mabel he was an imposing dude. Look, that's a big guy doing that fucking, the leg choke in the corner, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when's the
But he's
last,
also really tall.
look at that. He grabbed, look, holy shit. Oh my God. I've totally
Dory
forgot
Funk.
we had a Dory Funk Jr. What the fuck is Dory Funk Jr. doing here? Oh my God.
I know.
How old is Dory here? Got to be in his 50s.
At least.
At least in his 50s here.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck told Dory that the Royal Rumble was tonight?
Bob Backlund. Bob did. That's why they're working each other.
Now, Dory and Bob Backlund look great together.
Legendary Funk forearms.
Oh my God.
And no one's out yet.
Oh, man. Nobody's really getting eliminated right now.
I wonder how long it'll be till Dory's gassed.
5, 6, 7 guys in the ring right now.
Mm-hmm. The this is also the era of Jake when he was starting to get out of shape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jake really was vying for a job in creative about the time. And, they're like, I mean, Jake is one of the most natural, gifted workers that has ever been.
Yeah.
Like, I've met Jake and had conversations with this guy, and to see him now, and like I've listened to the podcast with him and DDP, and it's great. I'm glad that Jake is where he is. I'm glad that he's still alive because there's a lot. He's another Ozzy Osbourne. He could have probably been dead a long time ago and didn't, but now he can help other people get past shit. If Jake Roberts can get clean, anybody can get clean.
It's true. Uh-oh.
Look at yo.
Now people are going to get eliminated. Here come the eliminations.
Oh, Rodney. What a bad motherfucker Rodney was.
Yeah.
For a guy that big to move that fast was unheard of.
No joke.
Rodney is a big motherfucker. You're talking like 500 pounds here.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was going to chuck Bob, and then Triple H was in the way.
Oh my God! Look! Oh,
I told you.
Oh, Bob's out.
Yep.
There's Bob.
Yokozuna showed up. Eliminations began.
He just throwing motherfuckers out. Throwing motherfuckers out.
Fisher and Yoko would have been a good.
Here had a little fest, little chop fest here. Oh no. Hey, he's choking Mabel. Mabel going for the eyes, but guess what? Rodney no sold it. Yoko no sold it.
Just grinning and laughing at him.
Yeah. Like,
all right. God, poor Henry.
Oh, poor Henry. Out of anybody there. What in the hell? Now, here's the thing. Like, I remember being a kid thinking, oh, man, big man versus big man, this is going to be great. It never is, hardly.
No, it's rare. I think those two could have done good.
Now, now, they're not doing bad for two big men because both guys are at least a little athletic.
Yeah.
The big guys who aren't athletic, you get, but a lot of times you're like, oh, it really shows holes in their game here. But like somebody like Yoko didn't have that. He was a pro, and he was so good at that spot. Oh, here's the 1, 2, 3 kid. Oh, Razor's chasing him. Razor's the old chase spot. He go run around the ring. The referee's trying to stop him. He runs back. Razor's not even supposed to be in there.
Exactly. I was waiting for Razor to come in and throw him over the top.
Right.
Now, that's the one thing about the kid that I remember. He's the first person I ever saw wear kick pads.
What was that?
He's the first person I ever saw wear kick pads.
Kick pads? I wore kick pads in my career at one time, which is funny because I didn't do kick moves. It just looked cool with my outfit.
Yeah.
I ended up selling them after I wore them a few times. I was like, fuck this shit. Because I would wear them with, like, actual wrestling shoes.
Uh-huh.
And they were black and green. I was really into Typo Negative.
Yeah. He just back heel kick Dory Funk.
I would rather have an old school boot than have that shit. And I just it just didn't work right for me. It didn't look right. I thought it would because I was like into not having boots there for a while. I was like, we'll just do wrestling shoes and.
Dory Funk spinning her around.
Oh, and look, fuck the camera guy for fucking changing the angle. Why is Dory still in this match?
Who, Dory?
No one throwed the 60-year-old man over yet.
I don't know, man.
And how many people at this time
Uh-oh.
period even know that that's Dory Funk Jr.? Who the fuck is this?
Wait for it.
Japanese guy. Who is he? I didn't see who it
Amari
was.
from All Japan Pro Wrestling.
All Japan.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Some people forget about All Japan.
I know. I forget about it, but I know they still do plenty of stuff.
Oh, man. Dory Funk grabbing some Mabel. What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! What the hell? What a spot. Oh, man.
He was 55.
Dory Funk was 55, and he just grabbed Mabel and
Yeah.
held him like
Mm-hmm.
he was nothing. And Dory's in good shape, though. Let's not be wrong here. Dory's not bad for a 55-year-old
No,
man.
I mean, he's looking like Flair.
Yeah, he looks like Flair now at 73.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, honestly, he's looking like Flair 15 years ago, too.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, like Flair. Fuck. Just if he had a tan.
Yeah. If he had tan and more hair.
Oh, this is crazy. Oh man, so many guys here that I like. I really like in this ring right now. I like Rodney. I like Yoko a lot. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
at the time, I didn't quite understand it, but like now, over time, I was like, man, Yoko sold so good. Look at that. He's
Yeah, he
like,
did.
didn't even knock him down. Boom. Another hit. Didn't knock him down. Here comes Jake again. Boom. Third one. Knocked him down.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodney got up to one knee right there pretty quick.
Oh, Savio
Oh,
Vega.
Fabio Vega. Mr. Puerto Rico himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was TNT back in the Puerto Rico days, but here he's Savio Vega. He was
Yep.
Quang, too, if you remember Quang.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now,
It was
remember.
like a mask guy did like the Great Muta spray shit. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then it's like, just let him be Salvio Vega, let him be himself. And now and it did work for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Oh, oh,
oh,
oh,
Mabel's out.
oh! Yoko eliminated Mabel. The true big man prevails.
Yep. Now, don't forget.
I like me some Yoko.
Oh, we all do. Now,
Oh,
don't.
oh, 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 oh,
Oh,
oh, what?
Awari's out.
Jake did what a good spot there because
Mm-hmm.
you really thought Jake was going to be the one to go over. Look at it. Oh, they're going to show Yoko
Yoko.
eliminated Mabel. Look at that. Oh,
Now, don't forget Jerry Lawler's still under the ring.
he's hiding under
Yep.
the. Yeah. Bob Marley,
Classic.
Yoko's like, what the fuck did you just do?
It's the classic snivelly heel move.
Oh yeah,
Under
it
the
works
ring.
every time, man.
Oh man.
Look, what? He's like, oh, what you grab my arms for? Okay.
Oh, Dory.
Let's transition to the yeah.
Suplex.
Dory lost. Dory went somewhere else.
Oh, Dory.
Dory don't know where he is right now.
Dory's
He's
just like,
fighting
what
for
are
his
you doing,
life. That's
kid?
all he's doing. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Vader! It's Vader time. Oh man,
I wish he'd come out with the
I
fucking
was always
Mastodon
a
mask
fan
on.
of Big Van Vader
Mm-hmm.
before he was just Vader.
Yep.
His power bomb, WCW, he was just crushing fools, man.
I know.
Oh my
Oh,
God, so brutal, so brutal.
so good.
They said Leon was like a teddy bear though, but
I know.
he had to try to be a tough guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I mean, talk about another guy who took over Japan, you know.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. He was big in Japan,
So
both
big in Japan.
physically and
Have to come to the States.
professionally.
Honestly, did he, He come to the States. WCW did him all right. WWF really didn't do him justice, I didn't think.
Oh,
I
Dory's out.
that he was still Vader, and Vader was, Vader, But I didn't like the whole Kane making Vader look weak sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really kind of downgraded Vader there for a while with Kane.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Kane
I know.
beat the shit out of Vader. And what never made sense to me is, Kane beat the shit out of Vader. Kane beat the shit out of The Undertaker. But, we're going to put him against Steve Austin in a first blood match. And Austin's going to beat the shit out of him most of the time. And then they get the smallest finish where Austin's bleeding and loses the match and loses the title. It just didn't make sense to me. I was like, why are you going to downgrade all these monsters and then Steve Austin is just going to get the upper hand all the fucking time?
I think a lot of it boils down to they just want to push their in-house monsters, not the ones that came from other places. And Vader was just a victim of bad timing. Like, he showed up just a couple years before Kane.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was there too little too late. Who was the motherfucker that just walked out there? I have no idea who this is.
Some Gilbert.
Who?
Some Gilbert. Something Gilbert.
Oh, it's Doug. It's Doug Gilbert. That's who it is.
Eddie Gilbert's brother.
It's Eddie Gilbert's brother, Doug Gilbert. I recognize him now.
Vader and Yokozuna.
I mean, I think they must be somewhere. They must be in Tennessee or something. Where are they at here? Oh, it's Fresno.
Oh,
Jake stole that like a motherfucker.
I know. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, they're in Fresno, so I don't know why Doug Gilbert's there. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck in Fresno knows who Doug Gilbert is? If you were in Tennessee, they probably knew who the fuck Doug Gilbert is.
I feel like it's probably the same way with Dory Funk.
Well, Dory, Texas mainly, but, Dory was NWA champion,
Mm-hmm.
Dory is a legend, but a lot of people remember Terry because Terry is Terry.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, what's he going to do to Doug? Oh, he's like, I'm going to forearm the fuck out of him right now.
Mm-hmm. Clubbing
forearm.
Oh, here it is. This clothesline.
Punch. Vader is like stiff, really stiff, I'm sure.
Yep.
Because with those, not that he's trying to hurt you, but he's like, look, I've got to make these look as real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be a legit beast. You're just going.
Oh, that was a good kick.
Oh, Salvio with a kick.
Yeah, that super kick to Vader. It was actually nice.
Up. Oh man. Oh, we got another big man. That's one of the headhunters or whatever, right? What were those guys called? It was the twins. They were big old. There were two big black guys, man. They were huge. I seen them in ECW.
I can't remember.
What is their name? Oh man, they would do moonsaults, man, and it would be
a lot of beef in there. We got to reinforce the ring.
There's a lot of meat here.
There is. And Helps is still in there. He's number
That's
one.
For sure. Now, when's the last time you seen, look, Yokozuna, Vader, that one headhunter there?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's a lot of big guys here. Over 300-pound guys here.
I know, some big boys. I
mean, Rodney's got to be pushing 500 at this time.
Yeah.
He's big. Vader's in the 400, 450 range.
Uh-oh. Here goes. The press slipped, so he just walked him and tossed him.
He was like, sorry, Doug.
Sorry, man. I almost dropped you, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this.
Right. Oh! Vader's like, fuck you, big boy.
Get the hell out of
Look at that! Look at that shit!
Fuck out of here, jobber.
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
Vader putting the enhancement talent to pace.
Now he's going after Yoko. Probably not a good idea. I'd probably go somebody smaller.
Because he didn't have Gilbert lifted all the way up in the air, it looked even more nonchalant when he walked
For
up
sure.
it made it look like
he literally
wasn't
looked
trying.
like he didn't give a shit whether how he landed or not. Like,
I know.
he might not have gave a shit. Look at Cortez trying to tell him not to fight. You know, how funny is that?
There's the other one.
There's the other one. Look, yep.
SWAT team.
SWAT team. Is that what
No,
they call
squat
it?
team.
Oh, shit. Why is he walking back? You just got eliminated.
Because his brother came out and they're identical twins.
So I got to walk with him. I just got eliminated, but fuck it, I'm walking back. Oh.
Now they're going to be tricksters.
Look. You go get in with him. What the fuck is going on here? Now they're going to jump Vader. Vader's like,
They're doing the Killer Bees angle, man.
Get out of both of you.
This is the second time we've done the confusing twins thing.
Yep, you're right. Oh, look. Oh.
That's the same one he eliminated last time.
Look at it. I mean, good kudos for him for that. What a good, both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. That's not easy for a 400-pound guy. That's just not.
That blind flip.
Those guys did some shit back then in the 90s, man. Those guys, because I remember seeing them on ECW too back in the day, and they would do some moonsaults that were just fucking insane, man. Like nobody
Vegas spun
doing moonsaults.
Some of those guys in ECW,
they were doing moonsaults.
Wild stuff, man. I just think of Rocco Rock and company. They were pretty big.
Yeah.
Public Enemy was great, though.
Rocco Rock. Man, there was a name.
I loved Public Enemy.
The ECW shit was what it was. They were over as shit in WCW.
I know. WCW, I loved it, but they came in too big for their britches.
They were too big for their britches, and fucking APA put them in their place.
Yeah.
And they never came back.
Owen!
Now, here is, like, if anyone doesn't know and hasn't heard, this is one of the greatest workers in the fucking world. Is
the
Owen.
nephew's namesake.
Not just because he's a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, Owen had it down pat. Owen looked good in everything he did. You know, he could do the high flying and the technical. He was
he's a modern day wrestler stuck in the past.
What's that?
He's a modern day wrestler in the past.
Oh yeah,
he was a man out of time.
At this time, he was doing shit. Think about it, like even before that, when they put him and Coco Beware together as High Energy.
Yeah,
and Coco was on his way out. Owen's on his way up. Owen had done the Blue Blazer gimmick. And Owen was really talented, man, and just never got the right thing going for him. But this was a good time period for Owen. When Owen did the heel turn was the best thing Owen could have ever did.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And Owen and Yoko as a tag team, I love, too, by the way.
That was a good tag team.
Oh, man, look, they got the rope tied up. Oh, shit.
Good God, what a knot of people over there. Bob Holly.
A lot of good talent here, by the way.
I know.
A lot of some top tier talent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Oh, he threw Savio like a.
I know. It wasn't just a regular body slam. He just
he threw him, man. Look, then Yoko hit the leg drop. The only leg drop better than Hogan's. Yokozuna's. Yokozuna has the best leg drop. Shawn Michaels. What is this? What is Shawn Michaels going to do right now with all these monsters? like really?
He's just going to dance.
What's the scenario here? Here we go.
He's going to go straight.
Savio Vega.
Yeah, he's going to go straight for the weakest link.
Not that Savio's weak. I'm just saying, out of everybody there, it's either Savio or Bob Holly. Character-wise, now granted, Bob Holly probably could have fucked anybody up.
Yeah.
Here. But character-wise, you would think, I guess I'm just going to go for Savio Vega.
Mm-hmm.
Now him and Owen. Oh my God.
God. Oh no, Vader's mask is off.
Oh, Vader got. Oh, here we go. Oh man, that. Oh man.
Those punches look so good.
Boom, boom, headbutt, and Vader bumps. Yokozuna's like, Jim Cornette's like, please stop fighting. Y'all are on the same side. Look at Sean.
There it is.
Oh, that's how you get both big men out. And both of those guys. Look, I said, what's that little ass Sean going to do? And look what Sean limited two biggest motherfuckers there.
Exactly.
Oh, he just threw X-Pac out.
He press slammed him out, no less.
What was that? Like, what was that? X-Pac's not that much smaller than Sean. But Sean threw him out like he didn't weigh shit.
I
Now
know.
here's Sean and Hunter, Sean and Owen. Now there's 4 guys there who are all really good, really good workers. Guys I miss watching, actually.
And don't forget, Jerry Lawler's still in the ring.
Oh, Hakushi. What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, son. Oh, Vader jumped Yokozuna again. Oh, Vader's crawling back in the ring. Doesn't he know he's eliminated? Now he's going to jump Sean. Man, that should have been better. Shit between Vader and Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh. He's going to throw him out. Oh, no. He threw Sean out. Oh. Vader. Oh, no. Damn. Vader's going crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Hakushi's just still standing outside.
Triple H out over the top.
He's going to eliminate just about everybody, but none of it counts.
Oh. They won't let it count because he's already eliminated, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's like when you see the over-the-top shit, you're like, what? Owen was smart enough to make sure and jump back up. There's Gorilla.
President Gorilla.
I remember the Gorilla Vader times. They actually did a shit on the show, I remember. Like, you could send get well cards to Gorilla Monsoon. I'll never forget that when Vader attacked Gorilla. They said Gorilla was a hell of a man in real life.
I know.
Heard some stories on him, man.
He was old school big man.
Oh, yeah.
Xena? Warrior Princess? Tatanka.
Tatanka. Is it heel Tatanka?
He's dressed real dark, so maybe. Cornette taking the classic bump.
Oh, man. Cornette took a bump out there. What happened there?
Michaels.
I was looking at Hakushi, and then I saw in the corner of my eye that Cornette went out, and I was like, whoa, what happened?
Tatanka, the Lumbee Indian.
Yep. Lumberton, North Carolina.
From Pembroke is where I think they booked him from.
Oh.
But they could have
booked
him from Lumberton.
Watching Hakushi work.
I liked Hakushi's look, too.
Oh, yeah. And there was that famous match where him and Hayabusa took on Sabu and RVD.
Yeah.
For that ECW show. And, oh, man. That was classic. He was a Haku. I can't remember what they called him then. But he still did the same gimmick where he had all the
characters painted on him and everything.
Japanese letters, the symbols painted all over him and stuff. But
getting down to the nitty gritty now. I don't even know what number we're on.
I have no idea.
God, that flexible top rope. I think this is back when they were still just ropes, too.
Right.
You know, I think the camera wasn't over there because he definitely hit the ground.
Right. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, what an elimination by Owen Hart on Hakushi. Oh, here comes Just Incredible. I mean, Aldo Montoya.
Yeah.
What a gimmick that what was it? He was the Portuguese man of war.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He was so much over, like the ECW Just Incredible was so over, man. I remember watching that Guilty as Charged where it was him and Tommy Dreamer in the Stairway to Hell match.
Yeah.
What a match, dude. I was like, how could you be so much more intense and better as Just Incredible? Which is, first of all, not the most clever name in the world, but it still worked for whatever reason. It was still better than Aldo Montoya.
Oh, God, anything's better than that.
Right? It's like, man, Justin was such a good worker, man. Why? He got saddled with a shitty gimmick. Like, who the hell thought of that shit? I still don't
we know who thought of it.
Do what now?
I said we know who thought of it.
What would Vince McMahon know about a Portuguese man of war?
It just sounds cool.
It just sounds cool. Uh-oh. What? Oh, he found Jerry. Oh, he found Jerry. He's pulling Jerry out. Jerry's holding on to all the cables. Great. This is great. I love it. Oh. Getting Jerry in the ring. I tell you, not a lot of guys throw a good punch like Jerry Lawler. Jerry's like really throwing. Look, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's
good,
out. Aldo's out.
For Jerry.
Diesel's in.
Oh, here we go. Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Oh, shit. You're going to see a lot of motherfuckers get thrown out now. This is the big 7-foot monster. It's on his way out.
I think
Probably
he's the last one.
A legit 6'10", but
yeah,
they could build him at 7 foot. Oh,
Tatanka is out.
Oh, Tatanka gone. Oh. Man, if I just heard that fucking sound, man, I would pop.
Oh, yeah, as soon as you heard that truck horn blow.
Oh, yeah. You know, oh, and they're doing that whole spot like, oh, I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot that happened. Shit. Oh, threw the big knee into Michaels.
God, it would look so small.
Owen went right for the eyes. Smart man. Diesel with his fringe on his pants, man. Look,
Owen's out.
Jerry's bump was beautiful. First of all, Jerry's bump was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was a work of art for sure. Oh. Man, Triple H just chilling.
He's been in since the beginning.
Oh, boom.
Helmsley was number 1.
Who we got? Oh, Kama.
I still preferred him as Papa Shango.
That's when he was a supreme fighting machine. I remember this version.
Yep. This is like early Kama, too, because he doesn't have the hair. This is like right after.
Well, I think the early one, well, it's got to be right before, because he still had the hair when him and Taker had their thing. Then
this would have to be kind of early.
He lost the hair.
I would have assumed it would have been early because this is long past Papa Shango.
Right. Because I know he did have a bald head, but this is getting close to 97.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're getting close to Godfather, comma. You know what I mean? You'll see he'll be gone for just a minute, and then he'll be back, part of the nation, the domination.
Yep. And then he becomes the Godfather after that.
Then he becomes the Godfather. Yeah, later on. He's still comma for just a second, and then he becomes comma the Godfather, and then just the Godfather. We'll talk about a guy who he looked imposing too. He had such a good look.
Yeah, I know.
The old
Michaels could oversell anything.
But, oh yeah, he's still trying to work that I'm a professional fighter gimmick.
Yep.
Oh, we're getting back.
Everybody stand up. Who's coming?
If you kept it to the actual, what is it, like 3 minutes or something like that, I don't think it always adds up.
Mm-hmm.
They're on what they call Titan time.
Yeah. The ringmaster.
Before he was Stone Cold, he was the ringmaster.
Yep.
Oh, Steve Austin.
The $1 million champion.
The $1 million champion. And this gimmick sucked, but he was such a good worker. God, he was good. Always good. I like Stunning Steve. All that work. He was such a good worker. That ECW shit, when he got fired from WCW and went to ECW for a minute.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
I mean, almost anything Austin did turned to gold, with the exception of this gimmick.
Well, I mean, like, he got here, and it was like, they had nothing for him. It's like, how could you have nothing for this guy? I mean, look at him go. He has all the charisma, and you just had to put him in the right direction. And then they just let him be him, and it worked. Oh,
catapult.
over. Smart got back in.
There we go.
Knocked Bob Holly's ass out. Spark plug Holly. Oh. Talk about somebody would have some fuse on down the road. Him and Triple H, man.
No joke. Oh, and everything. It's gold.
Man, look at that. Oh. Just, man.
You don't see sneaky eliminations like that anymore.
Right.
It's realistic.
Oh, it all looked authentic. And
yeah.
Everything today, my biggest problem is everything looks so over choreographed.
I get it.
And, man, the push for Barry Horowitz, man, I always was weird to me. I was like, Barry was the best put over man in the business.
Playing Hava Nagilo when he comes out. Good God.
Oh. Good bump. Oh, we got a superplex going on here. Whoa. Oh.
And skin the cat.
Owen, yeah. Smart. Skin the cat.
I wonder when that phrase was coined for that move.
Right.
Because, I mean, Mr. Perfect said it right then.
And if anybody knows, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so odd, that push of Barry Horowitz. It just...
Times were strange.
They were, but I remember him just being on WCW all the time, putting everybody... If you knew Barry Horowitz was out there, you knew Barry was losing.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Rocky King of my generation.
Oh, no, Triple H is finally out.
Oh, man. What an elimination. Tripp was in there for a minute.
No joke. He said close to 50 minutes.
Oh, just tossed his ass out.
Oh, that was a good elimination.
How fucking big Kevin is. Tall wise to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Thing about Kevin, you never knew he had skinny legs. But you never knew
Those
it could
pants.
wore these pants like that. Uh-oh, Fatu.
Two.
Man, you know, can you imagine that the Rikishi gimmick
I know.
put him over more than anything he ever done?
Mm-hmm.
Even the Samoan SWAT team shit, you know, and the head shrinkers gimmick.
Yep.
But I mean, man, when I was a kid, fucking Samoan SWAT team, that shit scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. They do the fire dance and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. They're wild as hell, man.
I love that shit. They have Oliver Humperdinck as their fucking manager.
Humperdinck.
He always had that one bug eye too. You know, his eyes just bugged out of his fucking head. He was just a weird cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but talk about a good worker. Fatu's always been a good worker.
Oh, yeah.
Big Daddy Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Elbow. He's doing the bare minimum for big guy stuff. Kevin could do more. I've seen him do more. But, you know, Kevin knows that he doesn't have to do more.
Yeah.
He's smart enough to know I'm a big man. Work like a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, man. One thing I love about Steve, man, he has intensity in everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
A certain intensity into Steve's stuff. Even the way he
Uh-huh.
looks and the way he sells. It's just, he has an intensity that nobody else has. That's what set him apart from a lot of these guys. Why the fuck is Barry still in here? Why has no one eliminated Barry Horowitz?
Oh, Isaac Yankem.
Oh,
It's
we got pre-Kane, Isaac Yankem, DDS.
pre-fake Diesel.
Oh, rip a jacket off. I was like, come on, you all couldn't think of a better gimmick for this guy. I'm glad Kane finally came around because look, there he is with Kevin Nash.
There's Horowitz out.
There, Horowitz is out. Okay.
Oh, and got it.
He's just as big as Kevin right there. You know? And
That's why he became faux Diesel.
Minted dentist. And that all came from a Bobby Heenan thing. Bobby made a joke about, something about the Isaac Yankem DDS. You know, something about somebody was going to the dentist. He says, "You're going to see Isaac Yankem," and they made it into a gimmick later on. It was all Bobby Heenan fucking joke.
Owen's out.
Man.
Owen's going for Sean.
Owen's
Diesel grabbed him by the tights.
Owen's such a good heel. Such a good heel. He's protesting the whole time. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking bitch till I get off camera.
Indeed.
Oh, good spot.
Oh.
On and Steve. Look at that. Making fun of Sean. Oh. Kevin and Steve are really good friends too. All that WCW run, man, you know, where he was fucking Oz. All right.
Come on, yank him.
Oh, Lord have mercy. They,
Jannetty!
Marty Jannetty.
Uh-oh. This is during his time with New Rockers.
Leaf Cassidy.
Yeah.
Who later became Al Snow. Oh, man. Marty was a good worker, man. So good. Looked like the quintessential good guy. But he just never could get over as a singles competitor. Even though he did really good work.
Mm-hmm.
Just compared to Sean just had it more.
Yeah, Sean had the it factor.
I mean, both guys had the work down pat. Marty just didn't have the same charisma Sean did.
Yeah.
If Marty did, he'd have been unstoppable, man.
Oh, God, I know. I mean, just think how good a feud would have been if he had the charisma to go full-blown face against Sean.
Oh, God, man. Look at him. There we go. There we go.
That was good.
Good old school spot that
Mm-hmm.
was, for sure. Oh, Kama got Fatu over. Look at there. But he's not.
Yeah.
But he's over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got back in under the rope.
Yep.
Heart move. Isaac Yankum trying to throw a few clubbing right hands there. He can't decide who he wants. Looking Diesel dropping the sidewalk slam on Marty.
Don't see. That's another move I don't remember too many people do anymore.
No,
Sidewalk slams.
well, that literally was like that was a Kevin Nash move right there, sidewalk slam, because nobody done it like Kevin.
The Bulldog.
And British Bulldog.
Now, someone I wish hadn't had the fall from grace that they did, the Dynamite Kid.
Oh man, Dynamite has a crazy story, man.
No joke, man.
Didn't end the best for him, but talk about a guy who. Oh, there's Diana. I remember they used to show her a lot on TV for whatever reason. But
well, she's part of the Hart family, so.
Yeah, Hart family and married.
Oh,
there goes Marty.
Marty tried to save it, so that was even better.
Oh, Bulldog's pants with all the tassels, man. He was a tassel guy, that was for sure.
Yeah, he was.
What's funny is him and Sean were pretty good buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the heart connection and all that shit, Bulldog was with Sean when Sean got beat up by the Marines, if you heard the story. Well, they said Marines plural, but some say it was only one Marine. But who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there, so I can't say.
Fatu's gone.
Man.
Uh-oh. We missed the elimination of the Ringmaster.
Did we? How did we? Oh, man. We must have been focused on something else.
I know. I guarantee you we were focused on British Bulldog doing something.
Probably.
Because Fatu got eliminated as well.
Yep, because I see Fatu walking around outside.
Oh, yeah, Dumpster's number 30.
That's crazy. And you know what? Nothing against Duke. That gimmick just sucked. I mean, that's not his fault. Because I'm going to tell you what, he's not a bad dude,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's the greatest worker, but he's not the worst by any means.
No.
He's a pretty decent worker. And, oh, look, Owen out of nowhere, helping the Bulldog beat the shit out of Sean.
This is probably right around the time where Owen and the Bulldog were tagging.
Yep, and Owen was the 2-time Slammy Award winning, wrestler there. That was a big part of his gimmick there.
Oh, I remember
Owen was so good at annoying people. He was so good.
Oh, he annoyed the hell out of me when I was a kid, but I still enjoyed him.
When DX did the whole where they were making fun of the nation, and then they had Jason Sensation do Owen Hart, that was one of the funny, hands down, who did an Owen Hart impression? Literally no one but Jason Sensation. Who the fuck? Oh, there goes Isaac.
With a drop kick.
With the old school big man. Oh, damn. Diesel and Common just threw Duke out like he was hot trash, man.
Like he wasn't the last person in.
You're right. Like, how do they do that to the last person already? That's kind of bullshit for Duke. But Duke's probably like, I'm ready to go back to the locker room. That was a good spot. Good spot. I remember that. That was a good. That's a memorable. Oh, skinning the cat. Skinning the cat. Oh, wait. Oh, now we know who it is. And then, boom, the famous super kick. Shawn Michaels wins the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And,
That's the perfect heel finish.
well, hey, it's all everybody for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. But funny thing about this is Shawn is in some of the best shape in his life.
Yep.
But Shawn is like the worst person in his life.
Oh, yeah.
This time. And the ego is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, man, I've heard so many stories from this era. And,
It just really makes me think that he's the one that ran everybody off.
oh, I'm sure he did. I mean, Shane Douglas. Poor Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the fuck? Who just attacked? Oh, Bulldog. Oh, he's just pissed off.
Yep. Like, get to the fucking back.
Oh, man. Oh, Doc Hendricks. Michael
Yep.
P.S. Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Like him better as Michael P.S. Hayes than Doc Hendricks.
Yep.
He's going back. What's going to happen? Shawn, what?
Oh, yeah, the weird days when the tights had the shorts over the top.
Yep. Uh-oh. What the fuck is this? Nope.
I wonder how much cocaine Michaels was doing at this time.
I don't know, but I know they used to take so many somas and knew how long to work before it kicked in. When they kicked in, that's when they went home. I hear people talk about the sign era, but I'm like, Jesus, this is 96 and people still have signs. I remember signs being a thing since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s definitely was a sign era, I would think.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of cool signs during that time.
And there was that one picture of, like, the entire arena filled with signs. Like,
Yeah.
every single person.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
This
That
Royal Rumble
thought
was
of
so
Kama
full of
walking
big
off
men.
like, man, fuck this. And then Diesel gets eliminated.
Uh-huh.
What a spot.
It's ridiculous how good a shape he was in.
Michaels are working it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad this is also before the era of the WrestleMania point.
Right. Oh, I hate the point.
I know.
God. Shawn Michaels, he's back.
Yep. Shawn Michael,
Even
his back is going to
like
get
an era,
fucked up.
even this is an era where he was probably a shit human being.
Oh, yeah.
His work was still untouched.
I know.
Like, you can't take away the work ethic that this guy had at this time. Whether he was a piece of shit human being or not, his
Oh,
work
yeah.
was.
I mean, he knew how to work the crowd
Oh, yeah.
and give the crowd love, but hide the fact that he was a giant piece of trash.
Oh, yeah. He hit it well.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy,
What's left?
so backwards.
Oh, the championship match.
I know. I still feel like the Rumble,
The Rumble should
it's
always.
always be the finish.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fucking knockout.
Oh,
Percy Pringle!
all bear.
Mm-hmm. Me, Mark Callis. I mean, The Undertaker.
He was the Punisher. He was God. What was his man? He's had so many names.
Well, he had so many names up until about 1990.
Yeah. Until then, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you this forever.
Yep. I'm gonna give it a different nickname every now and then.
Right? Yeah. But it's got to revamp it a little bit every.
Diesel still hasn't made it to the back.
Planting the seeds for that WrestleMania. Oh wait, what? Taker still got the mask on, you know. Oh, oh, the refs, man,
Mm-hmm.
damn refs.
The referee corps.
Let them
Is that
fight.
Earl Hebner? Move, Diesel. I think Earl Hebner's behind him.
Hell, there's Rene Goulet, man. Gerald Briscoe,
Mm-hmm.
Tim White. Look at how young Jerry is right there in that
I
shot.
know, man.
And talk about another legit tough guy
Mm-hmm.
who, when I was in my teenage years, they were doing that whole. He was one of the Stooges. Him and Pat Patterson were Stooges.
Yeah.
And Jerry's probably one of the most legit motherfuckers that can beat the fuck out of you
Mm-hmm.
than anybody. But he played a fucking clown for so long that
Nobody took him
many people
seriously.
remember him being nothing but like Vince McMahon's clown,
Yep.
and they forget Jerry was a legit dude. Him and his brother Jerry was a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Uh oh, uh oh,
Whoa.
Hearts music,
His entrance is good.
the best there is, the best there
Oh,
was,
yeah.
the best
Best
there
there
is.
ever will be.
Bret Hart. People say what they want. Bret was over, man.
Oh, yeah. Notice how they're the only two that got video packages on the Tron
Yeah, it's right.
all night long.
Because those guys were over. They were some of those. Oh, look at it. Fireworks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had those sunglasses. I'm telling you. Even with somebody like The Undertaker, Bret was one of those guys that could work anybody.
Yeah, he was.
It didn't matter the gimmick, didn't matter what it was. He knew how to work out the match.
Mm-hmm.
And, you could go on and on about how Bret was a mark for himself. And he was. But he lived that shit.
Yeah.
People say whatever they want. They don't want to compare. Don't want to compare him to a Ric Flair. Rick lived his gimmick.
Yeah.
He was Ric Flair. Bret did the same, just in a different way. But he was Bret Hart all the time.
Yep.
And that's gotta fuck with you after a while. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I think the thing about Bret living Bret is Bret wasn't really living a character.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he was living a character because, I mean...
I don't know. He was a little... He was... Bret was... It wasn't that Bret was a bad guy. Not at all. Bret was just... You know, he was sort of still stuck in an old school way of thinking. But he was also good enough to be in there with guys like Shawn Michaels, who were considered the future.
Mm-hmm.
But Bret was stuck somewhere in between, and he was always one of those guys. He's one of the last guys that was still living kayfabe for a long time, too, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just his blood, you know? That's how he was brought up. His whole family was into pro wrestling.
I mean, if it's one thing that the Hart Dungeon did, is it pumped out fucking legends.
For sure. And made tough people.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Nash made, I seen where he was in the tabloids or whatever you might say. I've seen a lot of clickbait shit where he was talking about, like, nowadays talent don't look like they know how to throw a punch. And he's not wrong.
No.
You know what I mean? That's the problem. He's not wrong. A lot of these guys look like they knew what the fuck they were doing. And nowadays these guys throw these weak-ass punches, and they don't look like they've never thrown a punch before in their life.
Oh, God, I hate watching them do, like, the wail on them, and it just looks like they take all the gas out of their punch after a minute, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah. And it's all just the style of working punches aren't good. They just aren't. You know, I would make. Oh man, I always loved that spot.
How long till we see Bret take the famous chest shot?
I would do that every now and then. I would throw somebody in the corner and then give him the neck hang.
Yeah,
and it was so rare because you just didn't see it a lot.
No. Now, how long till Bret takes his famous chest to the buckles spot?
Oh man, it's such a good spot too. He's always so intense with that fucking spot.
I know. There aren't many that can do it like he does.
He just takes it so seriously. You know what I mean? You know, some part of you is like, man, you're being ridiculous. And another part of me is like, I totally respect it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'll bet Bret over Shawn any day.
I was Bret over Shawn too, but I love Shawn too. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, same. But
I knew how good he was, but at the same time, now that wasn't the chest, but that was still, he did that a lot too. That really just hard back bump into the corner.
Yeah.
And he's selling it. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck, he knocked the breath out of me.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, stop getting up like super fast. Like, you're not hurt. No, you're supposed to be hurting. Work that you're hurt.
Yeah.
Oh. Mass Taker was a little creepier than normal Taker, for sure.
I agree. It also made me wonder how many times they slid someone else in there when he couldn't work.
Well, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of people that could do that. And I mean, they snuck in old Brian, what's his name? Brian, he was Chains. What is his fucking name?
I can't remember.
Brian Lee. Primetime Brian Lee from ECW. He come in, he was the fake Taker. Underfaker, yeah. Was Primetime Brian Lee. And, Brian was a big time dude in ECW, for a while. And then he was Chains.
Do you see Bret point at him?
Yeah. So, I mean, it just sucked. Like, he was really good. You know what I mean? He deserved better than Chains.
Yeah.
but at least he got the Underfaker gimmick where he was the fake Undertaker, and it was it was a crazy time, but there was not a whole lot of people they could put in that position. You know,
I mean, you just remember Gray Taker versus Purple Taker.
right? I like the purple for some reason.
I like the purple too.
I always liked the purple and black.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, this is my favorite. Like, I don't really like the opera mask, but this is my favorite era of Undertaker.
You know,
Period.
I remember the whole revamp where he turned, after the Buried Alive match, and he come back with the leather and the tear on his face and shit.
Yeah.
I still dug all that because I knew he had to evolve in some sort of
Yeah.
way. And I was heavily into the whole, like when they did the Boiler Room Brawl and Paul Bearer turned on Taker,
Mm-hmm.
joined up with Mankind. It was such a blow to me as a fan, but it was like, man, it makes so much sense for the story.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
and that was such a good time. And honestly, not a whole lot of people made Taker look, helpless. And the only
Mm-hmm.
people I knew at that time that could do that was Mankind and Kane. And that
Yep.
was it.
A little bit later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Mankind, when he first burst on the scene, he
Oh,
had
he
to
had the
stand back
psychological mind
in
games
in
down.
the Raw. He jumped Taker and did the old school cactus elbow drop off the apron to the
Yep.
floor on the Taker. I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever because I was already a big Cactus Jack fan.
Mm-hmm.
The WCW shit, man, was so good. Nobody was doing what Jack was doing.
Not at all.
What a good spot there for Brett to do that
Mm-hmm.
over the top, jump on the
Yep.
Taker, and now Taker sits up like Michael Myers.
Kick the garbage off of his back.
Like, oh no, oh no, big man stuff right into the corner of
It's
the
also nice watching Undertaker back when he could still move.
move. Yeah, I know. And granted, even for his age and his size, he still does pretty decent.
Yeah.
But this time period, man, this was some of my favorite stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was so brokenhearted when they broke Bear up from him, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, but I understand it. It had to happen at some point. And what a good time because Bear also worked with Mankind.
Oh
It
yeah.
it just worked.
Mm-hmm.
And when they moved into the whole Kane storyline, it was a crazy time in wrestling, man. There was so many crazy fucking storylines
So many.
they wouldn't even do now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big boot.
Yeah, I remember kayfabe was still alive enough to where I legit thought Undertaker and Kane were brothers.
Right.
Because I
I
mean,
remember I
it
was in
looked
high
legitimate.
school. I was in high school and I followed this website called The Brides of Kane and the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And I remember actually seeing a Raw where they were there with signs. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's how we thought of the internet. I was just like, oh my God, there's people I know on the internet are on the wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
Like 17. But man, these were some crazy times, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Taker was wearing the mask because I think he had broken his ocular bone,
Yeah.
and that's why he was wearing that mask.
Like his orbital, or he had an
That was
orbital
an orbital
fracture.
bone. Yeah, yeah. I said ocular. I meant orbital bone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Blame that on the Sailor Jerry's.
Old Jerry. Let's gold, Jerry, gold.
Oh man, Brett running after Paul there. Working on the knee of the big man. That's what you do. Work on the leg.
Set that sharpshooter up.
I always love the figure 4 in the corner when he's on the outside of the turnbuckle. Not the turnbuckle, but the pole.
Yeah.
And he would throw that
the
figure
ring posts
on the outside of the pole. I always love that spot because he can't win from there, but he's torturing them at the same time. Such a good heel Brett move. I stole a lot from Brett. I used to do that the elbow drop from the middle rope and that
the wrist grip elbow drop.
The elbow he would drop like Steve Austin would also drop, like he'd run off the ropes and just drop an elbow. I did that a lot, man, and because nobody else did it, you know.
Yeah. So everyone either goes all the way up or they don't go at all.
Right.
But sometimes all you need is the middle turnbuckle.
Right. I don't have to be flashy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. The old Brett.
Yes.
Ooh, working on the leg. Working on the leg.
Technician wrestling.
No matter if it's Taker or not, he's smart enough to fuck his leg up. Oh, man.
I forgot why Perfect wasn't in the ring during this time.
He had, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had signed one of those, what's that, Lloyd's of London contract.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those wrestlers were getting paid insurance money because they have insurance as wrestlers. They would sign a Lloyd's of London contract and get paid so much money, but they couldn't compete at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kurt finally had enough of the Lloyd's of London, and that's when he came back in WCW. But during this time, he was collecting money.
No doubt.
So he couldn't do him, and like Rick Rude was another one. Like Rick, couldn't do any more in ring stuff. So he had a Lloyd's of London contract. You should look into that stuff. You hadn't before. Oh, look, straight up figure 4 on the Taker. Oh, man.
Center of the ring.
All right. Taker can't sell like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be such a hard sell for somebody like Taker to do. Because you can't, you got to show that it's hurting you, but you can't show too much pain.
That your supernatural mystique is broken.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't show actual, human humanity at all. I was a big comic book comic book fan and stuff. So I liked comics and I liked, different kinds of dark sort of metal and stuff. So like Taker was always one of my favorite characters. For sure. For years. And I knew him as Mean Mark too. I knew him as I think I say he was the Punisher. He was a couple other characters over the years. Oh, the reversal. The old reversal.
Mm-hmm. It's rare that you see that happen in 2 times in one pay-per-view.
Right. And especially to anyone besides Flair.
Yeah.
Didn't really happen a whole lot. And,
Nope.
Oh, Brett grabbing the rope. He didn't even escape out of it. He just grabbed the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the mask, though. I always did. I thought it did make the character creepier, but, he couldn't keep it forever. It had to come back to the original look. But I get why he done it. But it worked for the time period, because him and Kama had like the casket match, if I'm not mistaken, during this time period sometime. Oh.
Just want to.
Brett's such a look. Even though he, look at that good spot.
I'm just loving watching like old style technical wrestling.
Well, I'm sorry. What was that?
I said I'm just enjoying watching all this old style technical wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Brett and the ring psychology behind doing all this work on that one leg.
Brett is a professor, for sure.
Putting on a clinic.
Oh yeah, hands down. Done that move plenty of times. Elbow to the knee, and then you lock the knee in with the right leg. Congratulations and happy birthday to George Burns.
Of course.
Holy shit, was George like 99 or 100 then?
Damn near it.
Ooh. Oh. Brett getting a little dirty in this match, man.
I know.
A frustrated Brett is something. You
only really see that happen with his Owen matches.
Oh yeah. Owen, I love Brett. I will always love Brett. Brett has it. Where Owen's charisma was different, but his in-ring was untouchable. Like,
oh yeah,
in-ring work, I think Owen was better than Brett.
I feel like Brett even said Owen was better.
But Brett's good at a lot of other things that Owen is not. Owen couldn't express certain emotions. It didn't seem like that Brett could. And that's what set Brett apart. But other than that, they both were super technical, good wrestlers. And were both good at telling the story in the ring. And, that's where the art is lost now, telling the story in the ring. And, nobody does it now. It's really sad. Everything has to be so mapped out and so methodical, without actually, working off the crowd or, just learning to know how to take it somewhere different than what you probably had planned before. And can pull it off. Like nobody does that kind of work anymore.
No.
That's why I respect most comedians. They work off the cuff, a lot of improv. And old school wrestling was like that. This match right here, you think they fucking mapped all this out? No. Jesus, no. But it feels that way too. You know what I mean?
They probably mapped out like big moments.
The big moments. That's all you do. Even when I did matches, we're like, look, here's a couple of spots we might do. If we don't do them, that's fine. But we're going to have the beginning and we're going to have an end. And that's all we need. We know how we want to begin it. We know how we want to end it. Everything else just sort of comes as a whim. We come up with our spots, and that was about it. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. If it made sense, it made sense. Man, look. Oh, Taker going full on heel here. Let's just choke Bret Hart to death. Where's the ref? Oh shit, son. Bret, always taking some killer bumps too. Bret took some shit, man.
No joke, man.
And it made it look legit. And I mean it was, because most of the time it was. He would take hard bumps, man. Like that bump he just took there was kind of unnecessary. It's just like there's no good way to take that bump. Oh man. Ooh. I love that sale Brett would do too. Like he'd take like they'd ram his head into the turnbuckle and then he would drop his whole body down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, good
Back
spot.
to the leg.
Love that spot.
That I like that. The flip over leg wrench.
Yeah. Oh
I've
yeah.
always enjoyed that one. Who they booing? They booing Brett? Mm-hmm. It's also crazy to hear the early days before the ECW style chants started taking off.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at here.
Uh-oh, is it time?
What
Is
I
it
was just talking.
time?
Oh, the
It
old
is.
we're on the corner, down on the corner, out in the street.
Brett's gonna put him in figure four and hang him from his feet. Or not. Oh,
Oh
missed
no, I thought
opportunity.
really that wow, they abandoned that spot. That's crazy. I thought that was totally the setup for
Oh,
that.
I thought it was too.
But now he's going to still work on the leg because, of
Mm-hmm.
course, sharpshooter. You know.
Yep. And also, they haven't mentioned it, but all that work on the leg, neutralizing the tombstone,
Yeah.
because this is pre-chokeslam days.
Well, I think that you would still see some choke slam. It wasn't like
It wasn't his go-to like it was when
right.
Kane came into
It
the
wasn't the
picture.
go to move. It would because I seen him do it to guys during this period, but it wasn't like it wasn't like the go to like it was later on in the
Hmm.
later '90s.
Yeah.
Just sort of became a thing, you know.
Hmm. That was a
If you
terrible
saw the choke
cutaway.
slam, nobody was like, "Holy shit, a choke slam!" You
Yeah,
know. Honestly, I don't think it was until the Giant most people really paid attention to the choke slam. Like
it's
they,
true.
Scott
I,
Hall was doing a choke slam forever, but it wasn't
mhm.
like epic like that. You know what I
Now,
mean?
Paul White's full extension chokeslam
Oh yeah,
made that move popular.
that was at the time period like no other choke slam.
Mm-mm. 6 miles high.
Oh, straight clothesline.
Hmm.
Not anything else. It was just meat and potatoes clothesline.
Hmm.
Taker's smart enough to keep selling the leg and the right leg, mind you.
Hmm. Now, the thing about leg selling, I remember listening to Jericho. He's like, I'm never going to sell a leg because it's stupid. I mean, that's paraphrasing. He's like, working the leg and selling the leg is the worst because next thing you know, you're going to have to do a spot where you've got to run, and magically now your leg's not lipping.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, so I avoid any like leg work and selling of leg injuries.
Well, I agree because if I start working that style, if they work my leg, then yeah, I'm like, well, you've just minimized what I can do right now.
Hmm.
So you have to work around it, and yeah, it sucks when you take something like that out from your repertoire
Hmm.
because you got to work it. You know, it's like he's already done this, this, and this to my legs. I might as well. Oh, good old Russian leg sweep. Still love that move. Sorry. But, oh, the sit up. Always like the sit up. Straight up Michael Myers inspired.
Oh yeah, you perfect place.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. we talked about Goldust having the best bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty good bulldog.
I that 90s taker sit up though.
Man. Taker, man, when he's selling that like I'm completely dead. Look, oh man. There's that elbow. That front elbow. I did that shit all the time.
The wrist grab is the part that gets me.
Yeah.
That's what makes me like it the most.
Oh shit.
It's been a solid match.
Yep. I mean, two guys that can really go here at this time. Oh, good old double down.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, let's take a risk.
I'm gonna breathe for a minute. Good work, Hedner. I haven't even noticed you here the entire match.
Right?
Man, old school lace up.
Oh man. Taker just overpowered him from that position.
I know.
Oh, Taker's stalking him now. Take the mask off. This might be the last time he wore the mask. I'm not
It
sure.
could be, yeah.
Oh, Brett went in there hard. He always goes hard in the corners, man. Oh, man. Uh, Seeing him in the old purple and black, man, brings back memories.
I know. Makes me happy, makes me feel old at the same time.
Exactly. Brett's headbutts, too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Solid, good headbutts.
Because he just 100% just hits the tops of his hands.
Yep.
Like the way he grips the double
Oh, yeah.
fists.
Oh, no. What? And tombstone. No one kicks out from the tombstone. Not at this
Oh,
time.
the classic pin, the arm
One,
crossing.
two, and Diesel comes and pulls Tim White out. Like, what? This is setting up that WrestleMania 13 uh, main event. It's got to be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Taker's still doing the purple eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look. Giving the old belt sign.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that anymore either. Man. What a screw job. Oh, the old finger. They didn't see that much back then.
No. That finger is it's your initial hint of things to come.
Yep. Was pay-per-view, though, so they could get away with that much more on pay-per-view than they could the actual, show on Monday night, the early Raw.
God, I wish Vince would have just called it a mask.
Brett comes out still the champion, but kind of schmoz finish, not kind of a letdown to the whole the pay-per-view itself was not bad.
No, it's one of those finishes that leaves you wanting more because it's a setup for something else further down the line.
Well, it's not that it just leaves you wanting more; it leaves you flat.
Yeah,
and that's never a good feeling. You know what I mean? Because could have rubbed people the wrong way. It's like if there's no payoff, what's the point? But they're going somewhere else. Brett's going to have a different trajectory, and Taker's going to be pushing towards Diesel and that WrestleMania. And it won't be long. Steve, the ringmaster, will be Stone Cold, and then you have that awesome match between him and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. Gorilla Monsoon.
Plus.
And Monsoon's glasses. Man, that blue tint he had.
Those smoked shades.
Yeah. They said he was a hell of a gambling man.
I don't doubt it.
I remember seeing when he was still a wrestler, I saw this match between him and Muhammad Ali. It was insane. And Gorilla was literally he was huge. Like right here, Gorilla's a big man, but when he wrestled, he was
he's big. I've seen the pictures of Gorilla.
He was a big old man.
Oh, TS. You look so greasy.
Right. When's the last time they kind of ended a pay-per-view like this, where they did promos? Like, everything's over now.
Yep. Introducing the Click. I always forget how raspy he actually is.
Right. Oh, Michael Hayes, or Doc Hendricks, as he is here. I mean, what a good spot he is to put over. You're like in that position, that to be the backstage interviewer type. Like, he was really good at that role.
Yeah. He was a good spot filler for Mean Gene.
Oh yeah, and I'm a Freebird, Mark, so I love the old Freebird shit. But him right here, he's so good at really helping the interviews go along, because he's as charismatic as they are.
And one thing that Weatherman pointed out to me is like, and I also kind of agree with him, I do wish they wouldn't take the microphone out of the interviewer's hand all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Let the man do his job. And this is back in the day when In Your House was an important pay-per-view series.
Oh yeah, in your house every month, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and Taker look coming up on Gorilla. Gorilla's a big man. He come up on Gorilla like a much bigger man. Good shot, good camera angle, and I love. This is kind of the end of the early '90s locker room shots. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're a little different. Like this looked like your high school locker room,
Yeah, I know. How many fucking locker rooms are in that place?
right? Red and blue. You know where did they shoot all these fuckers?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Kevin has that part of it down pat. He's such a
Mm-hmm.
good promo.
Yep. He made it seem like natural, like cocksure as can be.
Oh yeah,
Did you hear the random person woo in the background?
yeah. Never know when a woo gets snuck in.
Working the trucker gimmick real hard.
Oh yeah. I just don't know. You know, like they never proved better that they could make money when they got to WCW. You know,
Mm-hmm.
him and Scott. They got there and had some nice guaranteed contracts that helped other guys get guaranteed contracts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Kevin said many times he told Vince, he said, "Just match the money. I don't want to go. I don't want to go
Yep.
anywhere. Just match me on money." And he wouldn't do it, because he knew if he did it for him, he'd have to do it for a lot of them, and he wasn't ready to do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Always love a good Cornette promo
Everyone loves a good cornet rant.
from the Rocky Mountains. Huh.
His
Man,
face mask is also just cool as shit.
oh yeah, the kind of replay here.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it was filmed on fucking Super 8.
Yeah, and Sonny still looks amazing. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Sonny.
Oh, Sonny, Sonny. Of course, that was in the highlight reel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you knew what was going to be in the highlight reel from that match. There are quite a few dirty finishes in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, and just this whole style, they don't do this anymore. You know what I mean? If they do, I haven't noticed it recently that they do a whole highlight reel of.
No, they don't. I wish they kind of did. Because sometimes I forget some of the spots by the end of the pay-per-view from some of the matches I really liked. But now it's just so economical for time, they run it right to the bell.
Oh, yeah. And look, there's a choke slam. Vader just choke slamming the fuck out of somebody.
Yep.
Throwing Doug Gilbert out. Vader, man, Vader had the most dominant performance in the Rumble, besides
I
not
know.
winning.
God, that just looked like...
Who saw Shawn Michaels eliminating Vader and Yokozuna at the same time?
I know. I still can't believe how legit like Vader and Yoko's like exchange of punches looked.
Look great.
Oh God.
Look great. I loved it. They were snug as fuck. Oh, the old Enziguri.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Royal Rumble like highlight reels from this one.
Yeah.
Diesel's elimination and Bulldog's elimination I have seen in highlight reels over the years so much.
Mm-hmm.
That shot of Brett and the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a
he and
famous
Taker
one.
worked a great match. They had a really good match.
Yeah. Taker had him, well...
The finish was just flat. That's what sucked about it, though.
Mm-hmm. Taker had him dead to rights, and then they just had to bring in that.
Yep.
Not bad at all, man.
Well, I'm going to pause that now because it's going into 97, and I'm all Royal Rumbled out, man.
I'm thoroughly rumbled.
Well, that was super fun, man. I enjoyed kind of pointing out shit and talking psychology and whatnot about all this.
It was a good one. It was also one of those rare like that era pay-per-views for WWF where there wasn't a lot of stuff to really joke about. It was pretty like tight.
Yeah. For sure. And it was about a 3-hour time.
2 hours, 40-some odd minutes.
They really packed it in there. They didn't seem like they were wasting time.
No, not at all. I'll tell you one thing, Falcon's going to hate editing this one.
You know what? He can, kiss my ass. I don't know. He's going to edit it anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
I love you, buddy.
We both love him. He's a good guy. But yeah, we've been waiting to get that one done for a long time. I'm glad we finally got it done. So I will definitely, person that requested that, because it's been so long, I have forgotten the name associated with the account. I will look back in Messenger and I will tag you once I post the link for it, so that way you will know that your request has been granted finally. Better late than never. But, just so summertime, recording's a little tricky. I mean, we might try to do an episode next week, maybe, but I'm thinking about, heaven forbid, everybody taking a short hiatus to look at some format changes that may be coming in the future to make the show a little more, have a better shelf life instead of each episode expiring almost within a week of the airing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get some replayability, change things up a smidge, get some more engagement. But it's one of those things. Gotta figure it out. Gotta study some things. So we might be with you next week, and if not, we might try the week after. But just know, big things are coming. We're going to try and get some things rolling for you. And with that, enjoy the Royal Rumble watch along. Thanks to Falcon for making it sound good. Thanks to Chapel for coming in and talking Royal Rumble with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It was great.
Of course.
Great as always.
Oh, yeah. Always a good time. And thanks to the WWF, because it was always better when it had the F.
Ain't that a fact?
Mm-hmm. When they got the F out, things got wrong.
Oh,
That's when the fun left. The F was for fun.
Left when they got the F out.
Exactly. Good times. But with that, everybody, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
See you later.